At.
Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hello there.
and that's it. It's the dream team. It is the dream team. I was booking guests. I made a couple of mistakes, so it is just a three-person show this week. However, next week we do have a guest. Stay tuned to the end of the pod to find out who that's going to be. It's a new one who hasn't been on the show before, but you might have heard their name. We'd like to start
David
the show.
made a mistake. He's like, the first person he asked was Uncle James Farley. He's like, fuck no.
So
you
you
just
asking him
asked him.
for? He never bloody
No.
shows up.
No response
No.
to that one.
Busy.
Patreon producers this month, they are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights and Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Grey Dragon Claw, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Tom S, Stan, Philip with an F, Fred Fenge, John the Nelsmeister Nelson, Stephen the Nuke Littler, Cutty, and happy birthday TCGS, love Major PDD. Hashtag TCGSCon24. Thank you so much for supporting the show. If you would like to support what we do, if you want to keep us going, my word, do we need it, please go to patreon.com/TCGS. It's it's so cool to see that you're all supporting us, and we really do appreciate it. It should be mentioned that over the weekend we hit our 8th birthday. We had planned to do a stream. We mentioned it on the last show. We had planned to do a stream on the Friday. Unfortunately, things are just insane at the moment, and we weren't able to fulfill that party stream. So we're sorry about that. If you were looking forward to that, we had to cancel that at the last minute. Things got on top of us, and hopefully, once James is back, we'll be able to arrange something to just like celebrate not only the 8th birthday, but we're coming towards 400 episodes. That's a crazy one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think for 401 we should do it live on Twitch. Thoughts?
Actually, I don't know if you did. I went back and listened to our 300th episode.
Oh god,
And
was
we
that,
were
was
like-
that the first one we did on Twitch? Like,
I think it might have been. Yeah. No, was it?
no,
I
sorry,
think it
was
might have
that because we had done it before? But that was the first. Had we already started doing it on Twitch by the 300
No.
one? No.
No. So we were making a big deal how we were doing it on Twitch, and then saying, "Whoa, hold on, don't say that. They can't see it." It's and it was whoa.
Yeah, just
so
feels natural,
very funny.
baby.
Now you mention it.
So we do really apologise for not doing that. I'm sure we'll make up for it in the future.
Yeah, there's no chance of us getting out the 400th episode. I don't think.
Sonic versus Sonic will be a thing at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks for supporting us. Patreon.com/feedback, Matt.
Yes, we're going to start with Hack on Lingstad, which I still think is my favourite listener name. Sorry, everyone else. Hack on Lingstad. Dear Dads, I'm not going to engage in the tired joke of pretending that regular member James Farley is just a guest. He's slightly too regular. I am, however, going to point out that the esteemed doctor kept on bringing up a game he insisted on calling the GOAT of Tsushima. I thought it was very funny at first and was waiting for one of the other dads to point it out. Sadly, no one picked up on it. Oh, and this was on the I Chose Violence episode, by the way. Sorry if someone brought it up on the last episode. This time I'm writing in from the shore of the Oslo Fjord. The wind was ever so rascally rustling my hair.
Rascally rustling his hair. So it was
Rascally
going,
rustling my
hey,
hair.
oi, oi, like, wow, you cheeky little fuck.
You swine.
You little
The wind's always saying stuff like that. It's just
fuck. You fuck.
You little...
You
All the best. Hack on Lingstad.
You
You little...
Yeah, we know what that's like, the wind and that. I don't believe James intentionally made that joke.
No, I don't think
Does
it was a
anyone
joke.
else here?
No, I,
I
think
don't
it was
believe
just...
it. No way. It's just a slip
The,
of the tongue.
Would
the
he-
phrase
would-
"goat" is not something that he would
No, I
associate
was
with
about to
anything.
say, yeah. I don't think he's down with.
Yeah, I
the
don't
kids
think James would be calling
that
anyone
sense.
goated.
No, you would hate that shit.
That started.
yeah.
Did that start in football? That started in football, didn't it?
It felt like Messi is a goat, but I don't know. I'm sure there's others. There's probably it felt like a sports thing at the very least. It's probably
Yeah, because I think the first time
NBA
I
or
heard
whatever
it was
had the
a
same
reference
had
to
it, but...
Michael Jordan or something. Yeah,
Oh, did you?
yeah.
Oh, right, Michael Jordan, the
Yeah.
basketball
My sport.
Oh,
champion. My sport. I thought it was bowling. I still go back and look at that guy that looks like you who bowls, and I just think, fucking hell, he looks just like Sean.
What, Colin Monk?
I don't know. Is that his name?
Well, Colin Monk is a
that his
bowler.
name? If you pick that out and it's actually him,
No, I mean,
bowler.
It's the guy with the afro.
If that's actually him,
No,
it's,
no,
it's the
it's
guy.
not.
I think Colin Monk is a darts player, Matt.
Is he? Hang on. Oh,
so.
hang on. You might be right.
I think
Colin
so.
Monk. Yeah, you're right, Liz.
Are you into darts at all? Right, his name is
I like
Carl
darts.
Troop. Carl
Colin
Troop.
Monk. Anyway, where were we?
It's Carl Troop. Is the bowler I'm talking about. Sean, are you not into darts? You've got no interest in darts? Because I think
I've not got any interest in him. Just never followed.
right. This that is the one sport that I look at and go, like, I fucking love darts. Like, genuinely, I watch it. I love it, right? And it's the one that I look at the most and go, people that don't know anything about darts must look at this and go, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? And I think I've said this on the show before. There's nothing better than watching Americans react to darts, because they're like, I don't even know what they're aiming at. I don't know. Why is he? Surely it's the closest to the
I
middle.
think, yeah, like when you're young, you're just like,
wins.
why aren't they just hitting the bullseye every time?
Yeah, why are
What's
they
wrong with
going for the middle? Why are they going up there all the time?
Yeah.
And then the camera pans around and sees a full Ali Pally or an O2, 20,000 people going ballistic wearing Scooby-Doo costumes.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Like,
it's an incredible night out.
I
Oh,
cannot.
I bet I would love to see it
cannot
live.
wait
Should
to
we do
go.
that?
I would love to go. If anyone has any connections and get us to the darts,
Oh, I would love
I would
that.
love to go.
I don't feel
There's
darts
a
that,
screen
that
with a
closely,
skeleton
but
on it,
it
and
would be
it does
incredible.
dances, and you have
Would be
to
incredible.
stand up and copy the skeleton's dances. It's a real
What?
thing. Apparently
What
that's a
is
thing.
this? What's this? No, say that
Apparently.
again.
It was Ellis James talked about it. He says apparently there's like a big screen, and like when something cool happens, like a skeleton comes on the screen and does a dance, and everyone has to stand up and copy it.
I didn't realise that.
And everyone does, like they all love it. Like,
I fucking love darts, man.
Yeah,
right, sorry, where were we?
This is probably really sad, but I one of my I don't have many bucket list items, but one of them is to watch every sport live.
okay.
Now there are lots of
Whatever?
sports. Yeah, every sport.
Yeah,
Like
there are
too many, I
only rugby is the only thing I'll turn
Dressage.
off without some TV. Don't really care about that. But I've seen that live, so that's
Dressage.
why you ticked.
Horse
rest.
dancing.
Do you
The
do
rest
that?
of it I can enjoy.
Are you just ignoring me?
No, sorry, I was talking.
Dressage.
I heard you talk underneath me. What were you saying?
Dressage?
Yeah, I could go see it.
Really?
Yeah, why
That
not?
is the one that I look at the Olympics, because they tried to get darts in the Olympics. It was rejected.
Was it?
And honestly, I want to go, but dressage, though. Yes, the horse went left a little bit. That's 7 points. The horse went. Oh, the horse didn't go up and down now. So that is. Oh, it's such a shame. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never understood that one. It's all about. No, what are you doing?
Okay, so there's 8,000. No, there's 800 sports played around the world. That's possible to do before
Did
I
you
die.
just did you just Google how many sports are there?
Yeah, that's literally my search term is how many sports are there. Yeah, and
And that's the episode title.
yeah, basically someone's saying,
Sports are-
well, no, there's hundreds basically. I think there's enough time, providing I live to a
Are you going
decent
to
age.
do like Rubik's Cube competitions and stuff like that?
Is that a sport?
I'd say it
Are
is.
you angling to be the new Dave Gorman? Is this where you're going? Are you going to release
Why
a book
is that?
about
Has he done the same thing?
similar?
Well, no, I
Just
could think of
people
all the
with
ones
the
I've
same
already
name or
watched,
whatever.
and then we go from there. Anyway, where were we?
Oh right.
You're like, look, I've already
Okay.
done 2% of them.
No, we've
It's
done
gonna be easy.
soccer.
Okay. Can we move on?
You
Yeah,
probably
we can.
should, yeah.
Now?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
The Pond Skater. Just a quick bit of feedback for Dream Tree. Oh, fucking hell, why can't I speak? For the
Right,
Dream...
what time have you started drinking
been on the wine
today?
again?
Do we need to worry?
10 a.m. It's a little bit of work, it's fine. No, just a quick bit of feedback for Dream Team Trio. On last week's podcast, you were discussing the rumours of a discless Xbox being released. At one point, Sean mentioned that a new version of the Series S has already been released, the black one. Dave confidently chimed in saying, yeah, but this was a year and a half ago. I'm the one for being picky, but the Black Series S only came out September 2023, a mere 7 months ago. Keep up the good, if not always accurate, work, lads, from the Pondscape.
This blew my mind. I could not believe I was that far out. I thought, maybe a year and not a year and a half, but 7 months ago.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that come out last year. Shit.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because the release of that console was not really an event for any of us. There wasn't one of us that was like, "Oh shit, I'll get one of those." Like,
Yeah,
I don't think it was really an
like-
event for anyone. I don't think anyone really give a shit about it, did they?
Yeah.
No,
shame.
definitely. I don't think most would have known, really. But yeah, black one's out
Okay.
there. Do you want to apologise to Pondscape now, David? Or...
Yeah, sorry, Podscape. I got that one wrong. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah. Ryan Cobain
See,
did...
I don't mind doing that. I know you did that as a bit of a dig at me, but I don't mind doing that.
No.
Like it's you and James that seem to want to defend yourself at all costs for
That's not
literally
true, is
no
it?
reason.
Only because I'm... would I blindly defend myself? If I
No,
did something
go
wrong?
back to that sentence. I want to hear the end
No,
of that
no.
sentence.
That's
Only
okay.
because I'm what?
No, Han.
Only because I'm what?
I think I was going to say because I'm rarely wrong. Anyway, do I blindly defend myself even if I'm wrong? That's definitely a James thing.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
you
more
both
James.
have a bit of it, but it is more James. Yeah, James will just fucking lie to try and get it through. Right, go on.
Yeah, Ryan Cobain, dear TCGS, on the subject of console prices, I'm reminded of the Matt 499 moment from the PS5 reveal, where Sony positioned the consoles £100 apart at the start, with no internal changes, only the disc tray. I can see Microsoft doing the same with the Series X consoles and having a Series S at a lower rate. Nintendo have 3 prongs on their side of OLED, standard, and light, catering to different parts of the market, or in another sense, James Farley alone. This variety in pricing and choice can only be a good thing. It would help for all platforms to announce some big hitters, as the second half of the year seems to be quite light on that front. Anyway, onward to episode 400 and the return of a good doctor. Cheers from Ryan Cobain.
The 399499 was. I just sorry to correct
was
you
the-
there, Ryan. See as you're coming at me. That was the dollar.
Yeah,
right?
that
It
was
on the
yeah.
dollar.
That's
So I think
annoying,
it was 80 or 90 quid difference between the discless and the disc version for the PS5. I do think that's slightly different though. I think when you're looking at the Xbox lineup, there needs to be a bigger gap between the S and the X than there needs to be between the X and the whatever the next one's going to be. The discless X.
Mm.
They need to be closer in price range than the S does, because then the S doesn't really seem budget anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's a really tricky position that they need to be in. So I've just looked it up, right? You've got the S is 250, the S with the extra hard drive space is 300, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then so the X is 450,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or did they put that up? I can't.
Yeah, I don't
Did they
know.
increase that? So if I go
I think they
Series
did,
X, how
but-
much?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone followed it. No, it's 480 at the moment,
Okay.
the X. So maybe you position the discless one at somewhere around the 400 mark rather than the 350. I think that probably makes more sense, right?
Yeah, so the same 80 quid difference as the PS5 was at launch then.
Yeah, I guess. Does that seem right?
I think whatever it is, it needs to be enough so it makes you want to upsell from the S, I think. That's what I think they would want to do. So, well,
yeah,
the S
it's
is...
a smaller bridge to gap
Yeah.
to bridge.
So, like, wow.
But I don't think they want to do that. Why would they want to upsell from the S to the like the
S
it
is-
feels like it's two different markets though, right?
Yeah.
It is, but if they can get someone, only 80 quid more, 100 quid more for this, and maybe I will. Like, that's what, again, what I mentioned last week, that's what Apple does with iPhones. I'll get this, but actually for another bit more, I can get this larger screen size or more power, etc.
And
That's what
especially,
they,
like,
that's
with
what they
the
want
S-
for all these kinds of products.
with
Whether
the
it's
S
different
doing-
market or not, if they can get you up, if they can upsell you, by making you look at the prices and saying, well, actually, if I compare, maybe I'll spend another £8 now and get the extra this, that, and the other. That's what I think I want to do.
And like with the S doing so much better than the X, as far as we know, they're now looking at that as like, right, that's got everyone on board. Now, how do we move them on to the hardware everyone wants to actually make games for?
I mean, you did that, didn't you, Sean? You went from S to X.
Yeah, 100%. Because
I'm blown away that James hasn't yet.
that's true. He buys whatever he wants normally.
Yeah,
That is
Normally not
ridiculous,
short
actually.
of a few quid, is he?
No, he's not. Sorry, I spoke over you then, Sean. What were you going to say?
Of me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought didn't you just laugh at what I just said?
Oh, yeah, I might have done. Yeah, I don't know. I think because there's such a big difference. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe the difference between the innards isn't as big as I thought. But I thought there was a massive jump between the Series S and X. And I think if you're saying a Series X is just a little bit more, say £50 more than the most expensive Series S, doesn't make sense to me considering that seems to be this console that's selling. I don't know. So yeah, it's a strange one, really. It's a strange one, but we will see. None of this has been confirmed yet, has it? We don't even know if there's a discless version coming yet. I haven't mentioned
We
it.
don't. It kind of, I could see it, especially also with the comments about new hardware this year. You know,
Yeah, sure.
it makes sense, but no,
Yeah,
not
but I
confirmed
mean,
yet.
yeah, none of this has been confirmed, so we're sort of just guessing at this point.
Maybe we'll wait for the big Summer Game Fest show.
Should we make that
Maybe
a new
we'll wait for
policy
that.
that we only ever discuss things that have been announced
If it's real.
officially?
Oh man, but then
No.
that gets rid of Farley's Fantasy Zone.
And
Or
most
maybe
of the
we
news.
just
Kill it. Sick of it.
we compile all that into Farley's Fantasy Zone from now on, and it becomes like 10 minutes of us just going, "Oh, have you heard this? Ah, fucking hell!" I was going to try and cram it in before what you've been playing. Okay.
Pete Pot, does Sean deliberately like shit games, or is it more of a subconscious thing?
I mean, it's always fascinating when people send stuff like this in.
What do you think's the thought process behind it? What's your analysis of these messages?
I'll tell you what, Pete. You send me a list of games I'm allowed to like, and then we'll have a look at it on the show, shall we? We'll see what.
Yeah, let's do that. Pete Pot, even if that is your real name, which I doubt.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, what's set this one in motion? Like, what game did you talk about recently that you liked that was shit?
Dragon's Dogma 2?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah,
It's not
Pete
shit,
Pot.
though.
Pete Pot might be John Denton.
John
John Denton.
Yeah, if you rearrange those letters, actually, that spells John Denton.
He would not use a pseudonym if he chose.
No,
to
you're
write.
right.
He's
He would
not.
use a pseudonym.
He'll come at your head on.
Did I tell you he played it for like an hour or so? It was like, this is fucking terrible. I asked for a refund. I was like, okay, fair enough. I don't want to get involved.
I haven't talked about anything that even had like anything lower than an 80 on Metacritic. I don't think, have I?
Is that how you play all your games, Sean? You look at Metacritic score.
Yeah, if it's
like,
below
critic
80,
score on
I'm
80.
not interested. Thank you.
Famously, a guy that goes for something that's really popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week
I
Dave and I spoke about open roads.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but none of us said we liked. Oh, you said you liked it. You've got a problem with saying that you didn't like
Pete
a game.
doesn't make any
That's
comment
your
on whether or not I
problem.
like shit games.
Wait,
no, sorry, no, you just say like shit games. Sorry, excuse me.
Okay, Matt, what do you mean you don't like you don't like saying that you don't like a game?
Well, no, because I
Or a game's
kind
not
of
good.
rarely dislike something outright, and I can always find
Right,
some
but as a
positives in it.
video games critic, can you see why that might be a problem for me here?
Yeah, but someone needs to be positive. James hates everything, and I like it. I like most things.
James
so.
has been
No,
quite positive
no,
lately. I don't know if you've noticed.
No, that's the way it works. We need to give our honest opinions on things
Well,
rather
honest,
than just,
exactly.
"Oh,
I'm not going to lie and
typecaster."
say I hate something just because I don't. I'm just like, yeah, I
No,
can
but you
see
went,
the
nah,
good
it's
in
good.
most
I wouldn't
things.
say I wouldn't say it's a bad game, David. And then I said, what was good about it? And you had nothing. You had nothing.
I didn't say that. I said I found some of the story intriguing, and I like the artwork.
Yeah, you
like
said
the
the word
locations.
intriguing about 8 times.
That's pretty much all I can say about it. But yeah, I guess I don't really say something. If I don't really hate things, you know what I mean?
You don't have
I
to
know
hate
that's
them. You
not
just have
true
to
though.
Objectively,
Some things.
yeah.
He's full of shit.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked into his world, Sean. He's full of shit.
I'm disagreeing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about hating stuff.
No, sometimes I think I wish I hated more things because it'd be more interesting than saying, "Oh yeah, graphics are nice."
No, the moment the mics go off, listeners, he's like, "Yeah, you fuck this podcast is shit, and fuck the games that I was talking about." That game that I said I liked, Dave. I don't really. It's fucking shit. I fucking hated it, and I'm like, "All right, Matt, we get it.
Save it for the show."
Week.
No, I can't do it on the show, David. Yeah.
Next bit of feedback.
Sorry, next bit of feedback. Sura. Hey, just want to say, I, the most important of listeners, was looking forward to the Dragon's Dogma discussion. More, please. Kind regards, the most important listener.
There you go. How's that for balance?
Well, did you send that in yourself, Sean? Is that
no.
that from you? All right. Okay.
Okay, we're going to end with Captain Woodworm. I don't get this feedback, so hopefully you can explain it to me.
Okay.
Thoroughly enjoyed
I
Matt.
was hoping you would. Okay, go on. Sorry.
What?
No, I put it in the feedback form thinking, one of the others will get what this means, but I didn't. Either,
okay.
So never mind.
Maybe the listeners can
out.
help. Thoroughly, this is from Captain Woodworm. Thoroughly enjoyed Matt lamented his position as the man in the chair while engaging in the absolutely quintessential man in the chair dialogue.
Yeah. Don't know what that means.
No, yeah.
Man in the chair dial. Oh, hang on, man chair.
Hang on, you have to move off of the tab where you wrote how many sports are there.
No, I've kept that for later.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but I've never been more confident about anything in my life that you would be the man in the chair and that we'd be on site, Sean and I, and James would be winking in a.
Oh yeah, of course,
outfit.
yeah. This is obviously all down to I remember what this means. It's obviously about the heist stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we know that. But
I didn't remember that.
What's quintessential man in the chair? I assume it was just you being a bit annoyed and bratty about your position in the team.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. Yeah, getting angry that you weren't part of the real team. Yeah.
Well,
that is a bit.
To the first,
no, I see what you're saying, Captain.
According to the first Google search here, it says during these tense moments, the secondary character provides support to the main hero by just sitting in the chair while looking at various monitors, talking into a headset, and quickly typing into a keyboard.
Yeah,
I mean, boring.
That ticks all sorts of boxes, doesn't it?
Is the keyboard usually a mechanical minimalist T-shirt keyboard that they got through acquiring points on the Microsoft reward system?
Yeah, look, this is something else from Reddit. What does it mean to be the guy in the chair? Someone who is stationed in a safe zone or in their own teched-out home, directing and assisting with the guys in the field, usually who have access to or hack into CCTV, open sealed doors, directing where to go, and solve puzzles for them.
And you were doing all of that last week, so that makes sense.
Fucking boring, isn't it?
That sounds good, man.
Well, get used to it, baby. It's your job role.
So I would love to do it, but I'm too good as a field operative. That's the problem.
Yeah. You're there to calm me down. I told you before. You're there to bring me in line a little bit. Because I am a maverick.
I just want to do a stunt.
I told you.
You ain't doing a stunt. You're gonna hurt your wrist again. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah, that's evil feedback. Go to tcgs.co/dear-tcgs. Leave your feedback.
Okay, should we get to the news? Sean, it's you who texted me about... no, we were sending voice notes at about 5:30 today to each other, talking about parenting, and then you went, I was supposed to do the news. so I
think I sounded a little bit more collected about the realisation.
No, you didn't.
Right, couple of grim ones to start with. So game staff have been told to expect redundancies, and loads of workers are being moved to 0 hours contracts.
Oh man, fuck hell.
Reportedly, the staff are not entirely surprised by this, but
no, this can't be a surprise.
Shit. I didn't realise that game staff are referred to as cast members.
No, they're fucking not.
Like, you're not fucking Disneyland. You
cast members.
Jesus Christ. Not having to go to the staff, obviously. Whoever made that decision, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
So it's just a shame, isn't it? The ongoing decline.
I mean, it's sad.
Well, I mean, it feels like it's been going on for decades.
Well,
yeah.
This is it.
So, are there no standalone game stores around anymore? You said, is there one in Sutton, Dave?
No.
Okay, I thought you said there was. Yeah, so there's none. They're all concessions.
Oh, sorry,
I mean, like,
sorry,
that's bad
sorry.
enough,
When you say standalone game store, I thought you meant like an actual, like one that isn't associated with game or anything like that.
Oh.
Yes, there is like a game shop in Sutton. It's that like that isn't inside a Sports Direct.
Okay, cool.
And
Okay, yes,
they have a
them.
Belong opposite, which was another
Yeah.
weird thing that they did.
That was pre-buyout, wasn't it? The Belong stuff, I think. And I sort of get it. Like gaming venues are a thing. But yeah, I never know anyone who's like, oh, should we go to Belong?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't
lads.
know, but I guess like for birthday parties and stuff that could be cool. I don't know.
What's wrong with Wimpy?
The plates.
I just what's up with the plates in Wimpy? I've not been to one for
pretentious, isn't it?
What's pretentious? What I don't know what they're like.
No, because they're actually China, weren't they?
No, it's just that because you're ordering a burger and chips, mate. Just put it in a fucking bag or whatever, like everyone else. Fucking hell.
Throw it at me and.
Do you know, I went into a Five Guys the other day, chips, a burger, and a drink, 20 quid. Yeah. 20 quid now?
Shocking,
nice, but it's not now.
Nice.
They've always been ridiculous.
No, not 20 quid ridiculous. That took me by surprise.
Yes, definitely.
Just remember that like a small fries is enough for like 5 people.
How many of our listeners realise we've not got much to talk about this week?
There's loads of stuff in the dock, but
quite a time of year.
But not many games.
And on this story, it fucking sucks, and it genuinely sucks because video games are massive, and we haven't really got a legitimate game store that's on every high street, and maybe it's because the high street's dying, etc. I mean, like Leeds is a big city, and like it's just hidden at the back of a Sports Direct. It just sucks. Like there's nowhere. As a proud gamer, there's nowhere to go to like buy. Someone's on like, where do I go
kind of as a proud gamer, I'm glad there's nowhere to go. God, Jesus Christ!
How is it? I mean. If someone's on, okay, I want to get a game in town. Actually, where can I even go to get one in town? Yeah, I do go see it a fair bit, but on, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know, but it's not like back in the day where there's like loads of places to go. There's like supermarkets.
But this is it, right? Okay, I am so nostalgic for that era of gaming. I miss magazines. I miss demo discs. I miss game shops. Like it fills me with. I'm so excited about that shit. It's ridiculous. But it's gone, man. Let it go. Like it's obviously it's horrible. People are losing jobs and it's closing down. But people aren't buying games from shops anymore. Do you know how I know that? Because the game shops are closing down, and the aisles of games that they used to have in supermarkets for that period of time. Just when the game shops started closing down, the supermarkets really sort of took over. I think it was the Modern Warfare 2. Era.
Yeah, Sainsbury's, 26 quid, wasn't it?
Sainsbury's,
I'm queuing outside in the morning for that.
Yeah, like they sort of took over for a while, and even that is just reducing to nothing now. People don't buy their games like that anymore. They either buy them on Amazon, or they download them direct to the console, and that's dangerous as a consumer because you're reducing the competition. You are reducing the chances of having these sort of sales that back in the day, as you say, Modern Warfare 2 launching for I think it was 25 quid. It was a £50 game.
I think,
yeah, it was like all right, Matt. Fucking hell. I was
close
enough.
Why'd
you get an extra pound?
Get it writing in again next week. We're all about accuracy on this show.
Yeah, clearly.
I didn't want Pete Pot to message him again.
Sorry, it's me who got it in for.
Yeah, it sucks. I think it's funny, isn't it? Because forgetting the real stories behind this and the people that are affected, game were never really looked at as a sort of bastion for our hobby. By video game fans. It was always seen as the place that people would go to if they didn't know much about video games because they're likely to be overpriced and forced to buy warranties and stuff. I don't.
Well, this is it. Yeah,
I can't remember anyone that's really into gaming that's like, oh, you got to buy from Game.
Yeah, like like you say, it's easy to be nostalgic or blame, the Frasers Group bought them in 2019, but actually we were pretty critical of Game way before that.
Way before.
Which, as I say, it's not to be like, oh, actually, it's good that this is happening. It's just, we've not been in love with Game for a long time, have we?
No, they had some quite terrible practices when it comes to, and this is nothing to do with the staff, by the way. These are like store policies that you look at and just go, Joe, and the way they treated staff sometimes, based in the
cast members, Dave. Cast members,
counting how many people are in and leave the store, and then making targets out of that is like what? That's not how it should work at all. But there you go. It just if we're looking at it from an analytical point of view, from being a video game fan, it just shows you that the market has changed dramatically in the past 10 to 15 years. Dramatically. Like, this is to the point now where a game shop is not sustainable anymore, unless you're solely focused on the second-hand market. And if you remember, it was only a couple of months ago where Game went through that period of saying, right, we're not taking any more second-hand stock in.
It feels like Games on life support for years now. Like, how pretty much since we've been doing this pod, it's like, well, is Game going to last a year? Like,
well,
it needs
I mean, the rumors
release.
were that the Switch saved them. Like, if you remember correctly, it was they were going to be shut down before the Switch come out, and they were hanging on for the Switch to come out. I think even didn't there I could be wrong with this. My memory's not that great, but just before the Switch come out, wasn't there a period of time where their vouchers were no longer valid? They would no longer accept vouchers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, "Oh no, they're sort of trying to eke it out until the Switch come out," if I remember correctly. Crazy. And if you're affected by that, then we're sad to hear what you're going through.
Next story, Rebecca Valentine on IGN has done a really good but sad story about Deck 9, and basically sort of exposing sort of dodgy workplace practices and potential poor conduct from certain people in leadership positions. It's a really good piece. Like, please go and read it, because obviously we're not going to cover it all exhaustively here. It's worth going through the whole thing to get the full context. Obviously, it's a personal one to us because Deck 9 seemed to be like the new face of Life is Strange. They did Before the Storm and then True Colors, which I really liked. I think probably more than you guys did, but I think we all broadly enjoyed it.
I really like True Colors. Yeah.
But Before the Storm was one of the best Life is Strange series there was. Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah.
So yeah, and obviously for a series that has always been very diverse. There's some nasty shit in here. People, like staff members, trying to sneak in like Nazi imagery into scenes, not like the obvious stuff, but like the dog whistle stuff, and other members of staff sort of calling it out and reporting it, and nothing really being done. There's like a specific focus on Zach Garris, who was, I've forgotten what his job title was, but basically his version of events is that he was brought in to save True Colors, because when he arrived, it was all a mess, and he sort of sorted everything out. But the way everyone else tells it is that he was not receptive to other people's feedback. He was trying to put stuff in the game that the rest of the team knew the community would hate, and they had to really, really argue with him.
Zach Garris is a narrative director and eventual CCO of Deck 9.
And which is what's interesting about this piece, because it's not just like a hit piece. It's not a, this place is horrible. I didn't come away from it thinking, right, well, I can't support Deck 9 anymore, because it sort of ends with ultimately the things you liked in those games, good people fought really hard for the things you liked in them. It's just unfortunate that they had to fight for it, right? And that it was a an unpleasant place to work because of that. So it's worth reading the whole thing, as I say, and it is a bit of a difficult read in places, but sort of hopeful by the end.
So is Garris not there anymore, or where's Garris now?
This was the other thing. So he moved over to who is it? Who now owns Telltale? I can't remember.
Who owns Telltale?
But I think he's basically working for Telltale. And there's a thing. So he ended up consulting on more future Life is Strange stuff via Telltale.
Skybound Entertainment?
Yes, that's right. Thank you. So yeah, but he's not at Deck 9 anymore. Crucially, like he was eventually. Well, he left. Presumably was asked to. It's interesting, like they mentioned like the role of HR and all this, which I know we talked about before. Is like broadly speaking, most places HR is there to protect the company, not the people in it necessarily. And like there's a lot of like we tried reporting stuff to HR and we were told like it's not an issue or but then like so there was talk of bringing Zach back and basically everyone was like, please, we are begging you, do not bring him back. Like we do not want him here anymore. And it was like, oh yeah, and that's when HR stepped up saying, oh, if you do bring him back and something happens, we'll definitely be liable. And it's like, that's the only reason you're gonna, say not to bring him back. It's yeah.
It's a shame because that series that Deck 9 are associated with, we're big fans of. And as you say, I know like this is bad in any environment, but one that seemed to be so clearly trying to drive diversity and a variety of ideas and going against the grain in terms of characters and protagonists and ideas and themes, and you buy into that, and you do buy into that, and a lot of people found a lot of trust within that game series. And to hear what was going on behind the scenes is like, I mean, in any situation it's unacceptable. Here it feels like an absolute fuck you. And it's dreadful news story, this one.
But they are working on. I don't know if this had been announced. They are working on a new Life is Strange.
Which I think they had announced it. Yeah,
had they? Yeah,
I think so.
And it's basically like the staff are like, we are really excited to be working on this. Like things are broadly better than they have been in the past. So fingers crossed.
Good. Okay. Well, let's see what happens there. Yeah.
Next story. Hellblade 2 is only going to be 30 frames a second on consoles, and also worst kept secret in the world. But Tamim Antoniadis has left the studio, which, if you look at his Instagram, pretty sure he's been gone for about a year now.
Right.
He's been all over the globe. It's quite funny when you look at it. It's like, oh yeah, there's no way this guy was in the last year of development of like a major title in his studio. Like,
he's smiling.
Which I mean, it's weird because as a sort of double barrel, like it's 30 FPS. Also, like Tamim's left. Sounds quite negative, but then it's like he wasn't the only talented person at that studio. Do you know what I mean? Like if he's because they haven't given any comment on why he's left or anything. You do wonder if, because obviously he sold the company to Microsoft like 6 years ago. So like, was there a clause that he had to hang around for 5 years? And maybe
very possible.
Maybe he was checked out the entire time. Who knows? But 30 FPS. You all right, lads? Are we going to be okay? Do you think?
I don't know actually. Sure.
Hold on. What's your approach to this? You don't give a shit.
It depends on the game. There are games where I would like if this was like a new platinum game, not that they've made a good one for ages, but and it was 30, that would be a worry. I think something like Hellblade, which is more story focused and like there's puzzles. I know there is combat. Sorry, Dave.
There's still combat and action in there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be like super like it's more cinematic, isn't it? I think we need James here. I think he's the only one who's played the first one.
Yeah, but it's not about for me it's not about how accurate you need to be. It's just I do find 30 FPS jarring. I haven't written it down because I haven't played anywhere near enough. I started Immortals. You played that game, didn't you, Sean?
Oh yeah.
The Immortals game.
Yeah.
And that is that's 60 frames
ish
while you're playing it, and then the cutscenes are 30.
Yeah.
And it is like, holy shit, the difference is massive. And honestly, it does make you think, hold on, like, what the fuck? Why the fuck not? I also played like an hour of Spider-Man 2, it was probably less than an hour, but just like dicking about in the city for a bit, which I do every now and then. And I was like, there is no reason why. Well, there is a reason why this can't be 60 frames, clearly, because they would have aimed for that. But I've got Series X and I'm playing this in 30 frames, like a Microsoft published game. I don't know, man. I don't want to be that guy, like, because I've never been that focused on this stuff. You know, I'm a massive fan of Dark Souls. That was frame droppy in big areas, in lots of areas. You know, it's not the end of the world. I just don't think it's a good look for a publisher that does not seem to be hitting any marks at the moment.
It always seems odd to me, like, if you've got it running at 30 frames on the Series S, I know it's not this simple, but surely that, like, those settings are going to be 60-ish on the X. Surely. But then maybe it's such a compromise
between the two,
yeah, like maybe it's just such a compromise visually that it's genuinely not, like, no one would ever choose it. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, there's enough headroom for that, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess it doesn't bother me too much, but I'm kind of used now to the options, to having the options of performance or graphical fidelity mode. So
I mean, I think that they were saying on, I can't remember if it was Remap or when they were still Waypoint, but they were saying, like, apparently, I think it was when Redfall came out, they were talking about this, and apparently 80% of players do not change from whatever the default graphics setting is, and it's usually
that makes
quality
sense.
mode. It's usually quality mode out rather than performance. Like, most people genuinely don't care. And you know, and I've said before, like, I think you can tune a game to feel better at 30 frames, like, depending on, you know, speed of the camera, motion blur, stuff like that. I think all that stuff helps. But it's like whether or not the game was targeted 60 and then they've gone, oh fuck, actually, there's no way we're getting this to run at 60 on the consoles, or was it always going to be 30? You know what I mean?
No, there's no way it was always going to be 30. I think they set out for 60 and they haven't hit it. Like, it's as simple as that. For me, at the point that I'm in and the games that I've played over the past, you know, since these new consoles have come out, so the past 4 years or whatever, like, 30 is just not what I want to play at. It's just not. The games that I have played, you know, Jedi Survivor being the biggest sort of game that I've played at 30 frames, it's noticeably jarring and it's annoying. I mean, when Cyberpunk first came out and 30 was the only option, it was noticeably shit and annoying at that point. It's like one of those things. It's like, for me, and it's not going to be the same for everyone, when the 360 come out and you were playing in HD and then you went back and played in standard definition, I was like, fuck me, what? How did we do this before? This is just the way I want to do it now. It's why I want to play. Oh, but it's only, you know, it's sharper and stuff, but I'm like, nah. I guess it's not the same as, like, I think it's more noticeable than between 1080p and 4K. I think going from 30 frames to 60 is more noticeable than that.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd rather have the 60 frames.
The one for me is always, if I download, like, one of the Forza Horizon games, and that always defaults to 30, and straight away I'm just like, are you actually joking?
Yeah.
Play the game like this. This is insane. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, that was like one of the best things about getting a Series X that weekend, was playing Forza Horizon at 60. And
of course, because they added the
it genuinely feels like a new game at this point. I don't know. Maybe, look, I know there's some people that are listening to me and thinking, you can't tell the fucking difference, and I get it, because there was a point in my life where I didn't give a shit, because 60/30 has been a thing.
I think you get used to 30 in certain cases.
Yes, agreed.
But you can totally tell.
But I think ultimately my reaction to this story is that this is not a good look for Xbox, who are already up against the ropes, and this is one of their big titles of the year, and they're going, it's only going to be 30 on the X. And it's just another thing for Xbox fans to go, oh, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, like, this isn't a game that's coming out on loads of different platforms. It's just coming out on Xbox consoles.
So far.
But, you know, like, so they haven't had to optimize for tons of different variety of, you know, specs, etc. It's in-house, so they've got every possible engineer probably from Xbox trying to squeeze as much as they possibly can, and even with that, it's still only 30. So it says in this piece in Eurogaming, Polygon still described it as a tech showcase because it's Unreal Engine 5. So I'm sure it's going to look amazing. But yeah, I mean, once again, it's like we all promised when this generation began, 4K 60, and you know,
sometimes 120. Who knows?
Yeah, but now
Well,
if you want to play Hollow Knight and nothing else,
and the Tourist.
oh yeah.
yeah.
Am I right in remembering that the Series X is actually marginally more powerful than the PS5 as well? So remember,
So
there
they
was
said, but
there was
they've
like a
not
Digital
shown
Foundry
anything.
thing where they were like if I was in charge of Xbox, I'd be furious at my developers because none of them are getting what they should out of it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next story.
Yep.
Yes.
This is a whole series of stories that I'm calling Preservation Corner. There's no jingle for it or anything. That probably won't ever happen again. So the first story is that CEX are launching a repair service for retro consoles. So basically, you can take your console into CEX and they'll have it sent off. And what is interesting, and it's certainly not a service you get from most other places, basically they won't charge you anything just for checking it and quoting for the work.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because I think most places is like, well, you'll pay us 20 quid just to look at it, mate. It's like, oh, fuck off. What if I decide I don't want to bother? Absolute pain in the ass. So, yeah, I thought that's quite... I mean, I've no idea what the prices are like. Probably horrendous. Because where do you
maybe,
get parts for these
but then
consoles,
you could
right?
just ask for it back if they don't, if you don't want it. I think this is great. I love shit like this. Yeah, any chance you get to do stuff like that. I like the fact that you can mod HDMI ports into most retro gaming consoles, which is sacrilege to a lot of people, and I understand that if you think that as well. But I love the fact that that seems to be quite common these days. Yeah, I love stuff like this, and the fact that, again, someone on the high street, a known entity, is doing this is a good step forward, I think. Yeah, I like it.
Well, I've just looked on this for like Sega Saturn Model 2, all console problems, so it doesn't really narrow it down, but it says it could be 40 quid.
Oh, right, okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
and it'll take 7
Saturns
working days.
Saturn's quite pricey normally.
I've never bought one since I was
Well, maybe
until I was a
then
kid.
we'd know, wouldn't we?
Yeah, good point.
My understanding was that second-hand Saturn, if you can get a new one, is quite expensive. So 40 quid seems decent.
Just buy a broken one now for next to nothing. It's 40 quid to fix.
Spares and repairs.
Lovely old job.
Yeah, just buy a bag of bits and say 40 quid, mate.
Sort this out.
Make a working machine.
A bag of bits.
I got loads of microchips here. This was a Saturn, I believe.
I'm looking at a Saturn on eBay now, and just looking at the box is making me want to cry. Oh my god! With all of the stuff on the side, you could buy that blue gun, and the
How much are they going for?
Sega Saturn. Well, the one I'm looking at that's 140 quid, but I don't think it's going for that.
No, fair enough.
I don't think anyone's buying it for that. CX is selling a refurbished one for 90.
That's all right.
Oh god, I'm gonna bend up with
cheap,
Sega Saturn this year. Yeah.
Right. Well, this is good. I mean, I don't have any retro consoles, but this is a great service. I mean, I've obviously seen that there's probably loads of people saying, "Can you fix my old machine?" They're probably like, "Actually, maybe we can make a bit of dollar here." So no, that's good.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Next bit of Preservation Corner: Xbox have set up a game preservation team. After
it's just hold on. It's just hit me why they're doing this.
Go on. So
it's just hit me.
CX or Xbox?
Someone comes up with a broken console, a broken retro console, and they go, "Look, it's broken. We'll offer you £5 for it." And then they can send it off to their place that's used to fixing them. They fix them and then they sell it for like a ridiculous profit.
Yeah, then they can sell it as a refurb.
Exactly. Of course, that's why they're doing it. Of course, that's why they're doing it. They're never doing it. They're never doing it for preservation. That was never on their mind. This is just a really easy way of having their own repair centre, so they can spend pennies on a console and sell it for 200 quid. Of course. We're idiots. Gone.
Sarah Bond of Xbox has created a game preservation team to quote future-proof Xbox's digital libraries and quote build on Xbox's strong history of delivering backward compatibility.
I'll tell you how they're doing this. They're fucking us over for money as well. It's not all of them. They're all the fucking same.
I mean, who knows what this means in real, tangible terms? Like, 'cause I feel like Xbox has always been pretty good when it comes to backwards compatibility. But I guess this shows some sort of commitment to that going forward. It makes me think that when there is a new Xbox, I've no doubt it will continue to run all the Xbox games, which is nice. I mean, it won't work the same because like when I got my Series S, I hadn't had an Xbox console for years. So part of me was like, "This is fucking great because I can like either catch up on or revisit loads of things I've not been able to play for ages."
You had a 360?
No, I had a 360, but I didn't have an Xbox One.
Oh, that's Jesus! There was a generation between. Jesus,
holy. You didn't like TV, Sean?
But obviously, having had a Series S and now an X, the next Xbox won't benefit from that same like, holy shit, this allows me to sort of fill in gaps in my memory or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. There was I mean, we spoke about it a lot. The whole lack of excitement when we got our Series consoles, and it was like, oh, everything's exactly as it was. It's just
that'll be me next generation.
Yeah.
But hey ho. But yeah, I mean, fine. Good that they're doing it. As I say, we'll see what it actually means in tangible terms, I guess, in 5 years.
All right.
Final one.
Oh, sorry, there's another bit of news in the article.
Is there?
I didn't hear this, but Gears 6 is going to be apparently announced on the 9th of June.
Oh, blimey, I missed that.
Because apparently there's going to be an Xbox showcase on that day. Obviously, that's Summer Game Fest time. Summer Game Fest starts on the 7th, but yeah, apparently Gears 6. I mean, I loved Gears 5. I thought it was excellent. So, well up for another one. Some people might roll their eyes and say, "Oh Jesus, what have Xbox got? They're just rolling out the old franchises again." But Gears 5 was really, really good.
All right.
Apparently, Gears Tactics was ace. I never played it. If you're into that sort of thing, which I am.
Okay.
Next story. Stop Killing Games is a new campaign to, as you might have guessed, stop publishers or developers being allowed to just completely drop support and make their games unusable in one way or another. This has been prompted by 31st of March. The Crew is like offline and basically can't be played in any way now, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, so basically this new campaign is so it's been spearheaded by Ross Scott, who's a YouTuber, and yeah, he's basically advocating for devs not being allowed to do this anymore. I keep saying devs. Usually, it's publisher decision, obviously. So yeah, so basically, he's starting with using The Crew as like an example, and it's an interesting thing because for years we've been told, but you're not actually buying games, you're buying a license to play a game. But apparently that's never really been in court. Like stores have been saying it for ages, but no one really it's never been tested legally.
Right.
So it's in this sort of weird territory that's like, well, who's gonna take the case and who's gonna try and run with it. So what is interesting is the way this campaign's running is basically you go on the website and you tell it where you're based, and it's like, right, here's how you raise the issue locally. But also what they're focusing on is in France, the Directorate General for Competition, Consumer Affairs and Fraud Protection, because basically they think France will be the most friendly towards this whole thing and most likely to take it on and actually look at it properly. And then if that becomes a thing, it then gathers momentum in other countries. I don't know. It's interesting because the other sort of alongside this, a few weeks ago, one of the people who worked on Knockout City that Dave and I were a fan of, the online dodgeball one.
I love that game.
So I think it was their marketing manager, did a talk at GDC basically saying so before we, so obviously it was sunsetted, as they say, because player counts wasn't there to justify it, sadly. But basically before they did, the PC version was modded so that you can host your own servers on it. You don't need the game's servers anymore. And yeah, he's just talking about how okay, not every game is the same, but it was relatively easy to do and helped us out so much because it took the sting out of the sunsetting for so many players, and people can still play the game and enjoy it. And it's people have made their own apps for looking for servers and stuff. And it's just, he's just making the point that there's not really any excuse not to do this stuff. So many games just go, well, the servers are off now, so that's that. There are ways around it. but most choose not to. And again, as I say, this is almost certainly always going to be a publisher decision rather than a developer one. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's something that's going to come up more. You know, it's like I was thinking today when Helldivers, Destiny, all that stuff, when that all gets shut off, wouldn't it be great if there was a way to keep that going?
Yeah,
where it's not gonna rely on a company bankrolling it because you know they won't, and that fans of the game still get to play it. Yeah.
Like, it's good. I mean, like, I think I'm not sure with Nextlander or some other podcasts I was listening to saying like, well, yeah, it's good to like focus on France because it's the EU who kind of like forced Apple to change the port on on the iPhone and Apple to also allow third-party app stores on the App Store. So they've done the right thing by going via Europe for this kind of thing. So that's stopkillinggames.com if you want to take action, I guess.
It's because I watched the video as well. He's done about it, and he's saying like there are so many games that like in the back of your head, like if there's any online component, you know one day that's going to end. It's like, but could you imagine if they had to put it on the box? Like, by the way, this has probably got like 5 years. Yeah, and then it's gone. You'd be like,
they would never do that though, because they're not going to commit to 5 years if it fucking flops within 2 weeks. So that's never going to happen.
Yeah,
it's not just the servers; it's like the staff, it's like the upkeep, it's bug fixing and stuff. But this would be great if you could turn on old games and they work because certain things have been put into place to help that.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. All right.
That's it.
Okay. That's it for the news, but what have you been playing? Should we start with Sean Bell this week?
Hello. Been playing a bit more Balatro. There's really good episodes. A friend of the show, Chris Spann, recommended a podcast called Eggplant, and it's a bunch of game devs talking to other game devs, and it's well worth a listen. They talked to Local Thunk, the developer of Balatro. Really interesting. Well worth a listen, even if you weren't like 100% sold on the game. It's just very interesting discussion around why certain decisions were made and stuff. Really good.
That sounds great. I need to check that out.
It's well worth it. But the other I haven't played many games this week. The other thing I put a bit of time into, because it's just landed on Game Pass via EA Play, is PGA Tour Road to the Masters.
We nearly played this on Friday night.
We did.
That was one of the things we were looking at for the birthday stream.
The Masters is this week, isn't it? I think, or next weekend. This coming weekend, I think.
I have no idea.
I was quite surprised. So you mentioned it and you said download it, and then I went to it and I was like, oh, it's EA. I didn't expect this to be EA because is Tiger Woods just not a thing now?
Well, no, they rebranded it to this, I think.
They've just changed the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this was after the scandal. That was
I don't know.
That was like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's a scandal. I think
was it not?
It's more recent than that. Yeah.
You talk about the one with the golf club in the back of the car and all that. Yeah, golf club in the back.
Yeah, I think that was ages ago. I think this rebrand was a bit more recent, but
okay.
And it's just so I don't know anything about golf really. Like I like golf games. But
I'm the same.
I like the ones where you press a button and you wait for the thing to go up, and then you press a button again, and then it goes down again, and then you press it. So you press once for power, once for accuracy, off you go, right?
Everybody's golf.
Exactly. It's classic. Why mess with it?
Oh, you didn't like the whole pull the stick back and then push it forward thing? I love that as well.
Listen, so that's what this is.
Okay.
And I know, to be clear, I really like this, but I am fucking shit at it.
Oh, is it?
Like just getting used to, because obviously like the physics are way beyond like the sort of golf game I would normally play. Like they're so accurate, and it's got that swing mechanic where you're using the stick to do it, and it feels great. But as I say, it's almost every time I'll do a swing and there'll be like a little fucking wibble in it, and I'm just for fuck's sake. I can't remember the last time I swore at a game this much. Probably Rocket League. Just because as soon as you
definitely
hit the ball,
stream then.
Yeah, we need to stream this.
Just like as soon as you hit it, the fucking commentators are like, "Oh, that's going way right." I was like, "Shut up! I know, I can see it. Don't need you to."
That's the thing in sports games, though, Sean. Do you know in FIFA there's now an option to stop the commentators just fucking you off so much?
Really?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Someone's going to message in and go, that was an April Fool's now. But I'm pretty sure there's an option in FIFA to stop the commentators slagging you off all the time. Cause, I should have finished that. Oh, that is awful. And you're just like, all right, mate, I just pressed a button.
I mean, they're a bit more polite than that in this. But yeah, you still, the amount of times they're just like, oh, that's not where he wanted it. I know it's not where shut up. And the crowd don't help as well. The amount of times, trying to, like, you put in and you just fucking whiff it. Like, ooh, shut up. Yeah, I could never be a golfer. I'd be fucking flinging my club.
Does it have that stuff that people do in golf now where the moment you hit the ball, someone shouts like random shit out?
No.
You're like, get like
Baba Booey and baking powder, shit like that the moment they hit it. That's a shame.
But it's just been that, as I say, like I've played and enjoyed golf games for years, but just for whatever reason, this is the first one where there's been that sort of motion to actually use the club. Because I know, like for like PC golf sims, it was a thing for years, wasn't it? Where you like use the mouse to do it as well.
Well, the big one was the pub ones. Do you ever see the pub ones?
No, I never played any of those. No.
Oh my god, there was a period. I don't know when. I don't know what time period it was. I suppose I would have been early 20s. So that would have been fucking hell. That would have been nearly 20 years ago. Holy shit! Early 2000s, where you'd be in a pub. And there'd be 4 or 5 blokes standing around what was a rather sizable arcade machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a ball in the middle of it. It was a ball. And people put their hands up on it and they'd pull back their hand and then push forward as hard as they could. And the ball would spin and it was a golf game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And people used to be fucking obsessed, and that's the first time where I saw that stuff. And I remember when EA introduced it on Tiger Woods. Maybe I'm getting the timeline wrong. Actually, probably am. But I remember when they introduced it to Tiger Woods, where you pull the analog stick back. And I was like, oh, they're trying to do the ball golf game thing, because that become like a big hit in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s in pubs. It's so bizarre. So bizarre. Arcades in pubs, you do not see that anymore, do you?
No.
Apart from the odd
presumably
fruity.
people got injured or the machine got damaged. Or
Well, there was that. Yeah. There was. I'll tell you what. The other arcades you used to get in pubs were Naked Spot the Difference, where it'd just be like just naked lady, and you'd spot the difference between naked lady.
Brilliant.
What
were what sort of differences are we talking? Just out of interest.
It's just like the plant in the background was, and you had like a little timer or whatever. And if you clicked on something that wasn't a difference, the timer just shot down. There was what were the other ones that I remember? Sabutio, where you used to pull back the thing. But the big one was this stupid fucking golf game with a ball in the middle. Honestly, do you not remember these, Matt? You must remember.
I mean, I went to those arcades growing up on the seafront. I don't remember.
No, they were not in arcades. They weren't in arcades. They were never in arcades. They were in pubs.
Right. Someone just put a little picture in the chat. I think I do recall this one actually. Yeah.
Golden T2.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying it now. Don't
no,
give
I
me
remember that,
Oh no, I do remember it.
The way you described it was. Do you remember the football arcade games where they also had like the big ball, you used to kick it into like a small mini net?
No, yeah, but that's not
I thought
the
you were
same
thinking
thing.
that kind of thing.
No, you didn't. Don't stop fucking lying.
That's what I thought you
called.
It's a lot of big ball on it. This is basically like a track ball.
Yeah, it's a trackball. That's exactly
big
how
ball
I described
is different.
it. Why would it have a big ball in it in a golf game?
I don't know. You tell me. I thought it was a bit weird.
No, I won't tell
you.
I'll
Said
tell
you
you
pull
exactly
it forward
what
and
it
push it back. I'm like, what kind of control system is this freak talking about?
Right.
But this makes sense now.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
Well, the character creator is great. You can make your guy look really weird. Also, when you enter their details, when you type stuff in, you think, well, it's not going to allow this, and then it does, and then you just sort of run with it. Like my character's from Fucktown, USA.
That's a naughty word, Sean.
Well, they used to be able to record your own voice as the player's voice.
Oh,
there was a Tiger Woods game where you created your character and it would say you put your headset on the 360. It was definitely on 360, and you could say what you want your character to say when you miss a putt. You just go fucking shit, fuck, and then you'd play it and you miss a putt, fucking fuck, fucking shit, fuck. Like it would come out the speakers. It was so good. I can see why they removed it, but also I hate that they removed it.
Well, but yeah, VR Simmer in the chat says apparently the Tiger Woods was a different series to this. So apparently this is a different
Oh,
game.
right, okay.
Oh, right.
Because there's Rory McIlroy's golf at one point as well. I think that might replace it anyway.
Right.
I think I'm gonna have to download this. This sounds good.
It's,
Is it?
like in the career mode? I
Get
can't
me in a
even,
Masters mood. Why not?
I can't get off like the first set of tournaments because I'm too shit. I'm just getting bogeys and everything, and I'm just like,
Stick to walkabout mini golf. That's more your level.
It is. Oh well, that's actually more like real golf if you think about it.
Good point.
So
Anything too skillful.
yeah.
I really wish that they would do something like there's bits of the game where you go home, you see your family, you walk home and go, oh, did you qualify for the Masters, dear? No, I got the bogeys, and then you have to go up and then put your kids to bed and just go, yeah, Daddy didn't do it this time. He's going back. He's going back to work at DPD for a bit.
Yeah. You on the telly though? Yeah, and everyone saw me fail. Although one thing that did make me laugh, because
what happened at school today, Timmy? Oh, my best friend Sam said that he wasn't my friend anymore because you were shit at golf. Sorry.
One thing that did make me laugh, because obviously this is it's all like super serious, like and realistic and everything,
As it should be.
But no fun, please. But in like Everybody's Golf or Pangia, any of those golf games, if you get like a perfect shot, like perfect power and perfect accuracy, it does like a special effect. Yeah, it fucking does it in this. The club's like glowing purple. It's like, it's like, yes, now we're talking.
Turns into Mario Golf for a bit.
So yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna
officially middle-aged.
How many players online can you play together?
I don't know actually. I've not checked yet.
700.
Well, I'm quite looking forward to playing it with Nu as well, because she used to actually play golf and wasn't half bad at it.
No, she did she?
Yeah, I've never told you this.
No.
Yeah, well, the dad was weird. He used to force all the family to play golf. He thought
really?
It was, a cool thing if they were like this famous golfing family, but then didn't really pan out.
How do I put this? I wouldn't imagine her as a golfer simply because I think she'd be above it. Like, look, I just go, well, it's stupid, isn't it? Based on my conversations I've had with her, it was as if she would go, it's fucking stupid. Why the fuck am I spending my time doing that?
As soon as she moved out, she hasn't played it again. So,
right, okay, yeah, no, there's reasons. But okay, fine.
Okay, sorry, Tom Bongo in the chat says you can change it to the traditional 3-click method.
Ah, that's ruined the whole thing then, isn't it?
Well, it says more fun. I'm inclined to believe him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Us three, download this. We've got to download it, and then we'll get good, and then we'll do a tournament.
Mate, I want to play trackball mode. I want to get like an old school 1996 mouse, turn it upside down, and use that as the thing.
I want to. Is there motion controls on PS5 on a PS5 Xbox to swing your pad around? That's what
we were going to do that. Do you remember we were going to do Switch Sports Golf? And we never did.
Yeah, exactly. I never actually played it. Because the game was shit.
I don't think I ever did either, because I think we were all just sort of done with Switch Sports by the time the golf came around, weren't we?
Speaking of balls in mice, do you remember those people that used the ones that stayed still, that rolled the little red ball around with their thumb?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wankers.
You still get them.
Yeah,
you still find them.
You still find
Well, I think they're quite good for your wrist, aren't they, in some cases?
Yeah, I think.
Someone's defending his choices of mice. The Wreck is a game I've been playing.
Everyone's going to listen to that. Like, that's a weird edit. Why have they done that?
No, it wasn't a weird edit at all. You watch the live version at YouTube, but it's yeah. I've been playing a game called The Wreck, which was recommended by a Scientologist who you've probably heard of, us mentioned on the show.
Not a real Scientologist.
No, never met the person because they keep bottling it every time we do a live show. Always at Gles Games, though. They emailed in and said, well, it was on Discord, wasn't it? On our Discord community. Said, oh, you were talking about open roads and you seem to have hated it. Try The Wreck. And I was like, what the fuck? How have I not heard of this game? Had you heard of it, Sean?
I'd heard of it, but I don't recall it making any sort of great impact.
I think it's had good review. I think it had good reviews. And I must admit, I'm 2 hours into it, and it's a 5-hour game, so I am nowhere near the end. It is another not a walking simulator. It is more along the lines of that. What was that fucking awful game that James Farley made me play? Do you remember? He nominated it for
Typewriter?
Game of the Year. No, he nominated it for Game of the Year.
The one where you're like looking at objects and it was memories of your mum.
Oh god, it was so bad. And he was like, "No, it's about nothing.
Yeah.
That's the point." I hate it when he says that. Like, because
like sad things.
Yeah, but it wasn't even sad. It was just really annoying people getting really upset about their own annoying lives. Anyway, it's more like that. You the idea is that you play as a character that is losing I believe it's her mother, but there are questions around language and attitudes, and it's someone very important in their life. And there are stories being told about how she is she's been in some sort of accident and she's probably not recovering, and there is all right, so scientologists say it's her mum, but the relationship is not good. Yeah, so that's where it's at. But a question is asked of this character very early on, so I can mention it, where they're saying, look, do we resuscitate? Is that something? And that sets off a whole load of emotions and stories, and it goes into the backgrounds of this character's life, and an event happens after this, which is looped and repeated, and it seems like all these memories are happening in this moment, which I don't want to spoil. So far, I've got to say, fucking hell, it's way more interesting than Open Roads was. The way it pushes the story forward, I don't know where I sit with at the moment. What happens is there are moments where there's a lot of dialogue going on, and I do like this. There's dialogue going along, and it's all subtitled. It's all within the game, and then within those subtitles, there are words to select within the sentences that the characters are saying, and you can select which of these key words that you want to sort of follow the path of. So it doesn't feel like you're making choices based on what words you're selecting. It just it gives you more context on. So like I saw her, she was very happy, and happy turns red, but then later on something happens, it is red, and it all went red. So you can go, well, why was she happy? So you click that. I think she was happy because of these reasons, or something happened. Well, actually, she tripped over and broke her knee, and then we had to take her to hospital. There's all this sort of, you can go into more information, have more background based on the story, on keywords that you want to go down. That is a little bit frustrating because you're like, okay, I've got that bit, but it feels like I picked the wrong thing now because this is shit. And there are also moments where it clearly covers both options. Do you know what I mean? It's I broke her knee, but before that she was really happy because she came home and she, you know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, all right, I'll allow this. And the other way you progress the story is that when you're in a memory, you will see, say, 2 or 3 very short scenes, and you fast forward and rewind between them. And basically what you're trying to do is find the context words appear in the background. And you go, like, so if you're standing next to a fire, eventually it might say fire next to the fire, and then you click that and it goes into a little bit. And what those things are meant to do, because it's not freeform, it's like it's linear. So you will select a keyword, you'll fast forward, and a keyword that wasn't there before is now appearing, right? So that's how it dictates how you're discovering that scene. And what tends to happen is that you look at the scene and you go, okay, this is a very straightforward thing that's happened. But the more you go into it, you realize, oh, there's a twist, and something that you didn't know is actually going on here, and here it is. And some of that works really well, and some of it is very contrived. There's one that I've just done where I was kind of like, oh, no. There's something happens in a scene, and you go, oh, no, that's quite traumatic and awful. And then the reveal of why that thing happens is announced, and you go, nah, I didn't. No one would do that. No one in their right mind would actually do that. That's bollocks. So I'm worried. I don't think it will, right? I think it's handling everything so far really well, and the story's really interesting. The characters are great, the conversations they're having are great, and I'm interested to see where it goes. Part of me is worried it's going to get really contrived and forced and ruin everything it's setting up. Because it is slow, these games tend to be slow. It's character building and it's going into stuff that seems irrelevant until everything comes together. But I don't think it's going down that path. So I'm playing on PS5. Perfect for Portal, James Farley. James, I think you'll like this. If you like that trite that you put forward for Game of the Year a couple of years ago, whenever it was, then you'll probably like this.
That game was called Hindsight, by the way.
Hindsight, that's it. Absolute dross. So James, I'm pretty comfortable that you'll like this based on what I've played so far. I'll have my full opinions next week once I've finished it. But yeah, I'm bang up for playing more of this.
Yeah,
but you can see already. You can see already. Oh, this is the stuff that Open Roads has just absolutely fumbled. This is the stuff. It's stylish. It's interesting. It's engrossing, and the characters have a lot to say. And you looked at Open Roads and go, oh, that was none of these things. And that's why it didn't click with me at all. So, yeah, thanks for the recommendation. I will. I'll let you know what I think of it when I've finished it. I really hope it's got something up its sleeve.
Did you get a PlayStation because of Portal, or was it cheaper?
Yeah, yeah, it's like £7 on PlayStation.
Oh, okay,
£7-8.
cool.
Yeah. But honestly, that Portal, man, I don't say it enough on this because it's just now part of my life. But every now and then you sit back and go, holy shit, this thing is just so perfect for me. Even this morning, I heard the rumours of... You heard what's happened on Helldivers? Oh, I told you, right?
Yeah,
I've heard, yeah.
I mean, right, so if you, like... How do I put this in a term that people can understand? That don't play Helldivers. Helldivers 2 has just completely destroyed an enemy type. Like not one type within a faction. That whole faction's been wiped off the map. They're gone, and it's because of us, right? It's because of the wars we've been fighting in Helldivers 2. Now, we all know they'll come back at some point, but to have the balls to go, nah, it's gone, they're gone now, and we're just about to get rid of the other faction, which means the third faction's going to be introduced, I think, right? That's the way it's
There's been
going.
like sightings of like cloaked
spaceships and all sorts of stuff going on.
Awesome.
The stuff they are doing on that game is incredible, and it annoys me a little bit because my friends have stopped playing it.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm kind of I'm not even close to being done with it. I'm not even close to being done. I cannot wait to see what's next. And honestly, the stuff they're doing to drive people to play that game at the moment is just incredible. And so this morning, I'd heard rumours that whole faction had like been wiped off the face of the planet. I was like, the face of the universe or whatever. I was like, no way. So instead of like stopping the kids watching what they were watching, loaded up the Portal, got onto my ship, went over to the map, saw it, and was like, holy fuck, this is actually happening. I've got so much respect for that studio to go out and do these ballsy things. It's like, I hope it sticks the landing when it introduces all the new stuff. The only concern is they're bringing out a lot of this paid content stuff.
Oh, really?
Is there a third battle pass now, or just?
Yeah, third battle pass now. Yeah. They're releasing this
Obviously,
week,
most of these have a new battle pass and they replace the previous one. So there's always basically one premium, one free.
These are concurrent.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which is sort of because remember when it launched, I was like, it's a bit weird. There's a battle pass, but it doesn't tell you how long it's going to run for. It's just because it runs forever. Turns out, you can just.
Does it run forever?
Apparently,
I assume they'll get rid of them eventually, wouldn't they?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because often it's like seasons and they run it after 30 days, 60 days, whatever. But this doesn't even have a date, and there's multiple
just adding
to buy.
more, and it's up to you which one you buy.
Yeah, weird.
All of them.
All right. Cool. That's it from me.
Yeah, so Portal. I mean, I'm not tempted, but part of me is tempted. Like, but you
got that.
obviously play it when
you
you're doing other things on the big screen, I guess.
Yeah, the one thing that I was thinking when I was using it this morning was, this is the greatest device for 5 people. Like, I cannot believe they actually made this thing. I can't believe they made this thing. Like, this is useful for no one, like, apart from me and maybe James Farley.
I'd love to know how many they've sold.
I reckon it's a lot, but what I want to know is how many people return them.
Yeah. What, because they thought it was standalone and
If it was a Switch,
or no, because it just they tried it and it didn't work, which I think is more common.
Yeah, with the internet.
Oh, it's losing connection all the time because I'm trying to play it in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Oh, it's so good. I love that thing. All right, that's it from me, Matt.
Yeah, well, still going on Final Fantasy, but I've nothing else to say on that until I finish it. But last week and this week is Easter holidays, and I had LED for a few days last week, and yeah, we played some Animal Crossing because we thought, why not turn that back on? And man, that's just such a weird game. I know we've all talked about it to death, the fact that it blew up during COVID and stuff, but just turning it on now, since we're back to then times, both complicated, good, bad, the ugly. It's just such a weird game, but it's also so incredibly chill. I haven't turned that. Well, I may have turned it on a couple of times, but haven't probably explored my village. Just, oh yeah, I remember like building all this and building all that, and I started building at the time. This is before like the 2.0 patch came out. Started building a coffee shop. Actually, I've already got a couple of cafes in town, but a proper big coffee shop took ages to build. It's like huge waterfall thing, multiple layers, and obviously in the 2.0 patch they added Brewster's coffee shop in the museum. So we had this like huge thing which was kind of semi-built, and I was like, let's just knock this down. And I thought, let's just go to the coffee shop in the museum. Turns out we haven't actually unlocked it, so that was exciting. We hadn't actually done the thing. You have to talk to like Cap, and you go to another island, you meet Brewster. So we unlocked that, and that's really exciting. And then we started knocking down the bit of the coffee shop in town which we had built, and I'd squeezed all 7 or 9 villagers into basically just like one half of the entire map. So then we started building and moving around, and it's just still bloody great. I mean, there's lots of cockroaches to kill, and my house had been raided because Elodie had like taken all my beautifully laid out furniture in my house and put it in her house at the time.
How'd she do that? You can't do that.
I think what she'd done is she had taken him and, as me, posted it, sent her a letter with the furniture.
There you go. Yeah, she hacked her account.
Yeah, well, she's on me. The amount of times I'd have to. She's on my account. The amount of times I would like have hundreds of thousands sent from my account to her account, kind of in bells. I've still got 24 million in the bank, so I'm still fine for that. But yeah, Animal Crossing, man, what a it's kind of also mad they only did one PL DLC, a game that sold that much, but this is Nintendo, I guess. I mean, currently
they destroyed that. That could be such a huge ongoing game.
If it got half the support that the fucking mobile one did. I mean, there's probably numbers to support that decision, right? But
I don't know how though, because this was like a huge hit, an insanely huge hit. Yeah. The only thing that I can think is that it wasn't built from the ground up to accommodate lots of new content.
Maybe. I don't know. Even that's a major misstep, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's more Nintendo style, right? Like that's the sort of thing that you can understand. Whereas just that they couldn't be bothered is still a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, it's still an amazing game. I'm like, do I get back into this? I mean, probably not. But when me and Elle like play games together, it's like, let's just see what's happening in Animal Crossing. It's still the music's still beautiful. It's just still a great game. And
the next one's going to be fucking insane. The next one's going to be insane because Animal Crossing was such a huge hit on the Switch during lockdown and whatever. When they announce the next one, everyone's going to be like, "Fuck, let's do it, let's do it again." They know what it is like on another level, Sorry,
or will everyone just be like, "Well, no, that was sort of a lockdown thing."
Nah.
Everyone who got into it and played it will like Animal Crossing, I think.
Yeah. My boys would be bang up for it. I'd be bang up for it. Joe would play. You know what I mean? Like that's insane to me that she'd be excited about a game coming out. Yeah.
I even because I hadn't actually bought the DLC, so I bought in the week. Yeah, like I haven't got the expansion pack. Like I don't think there's a real need for me to get that for my Nintendo Switch Online. So I just paid I think it's 15 quid. I think it was on offer, the expansion, where you go basically like Happy Home Designer. So you go to different islands. There's different assignments for people who want rooms a certain way, and we started doing that. And yeah, that was great too. What it's just such. I have mixed feelings on that.
That'd be
game.
the episode title. Wada.
Can I get a water? I'll have a bottle of water. Mixed feelings. What? Just
it's like takes me back, and it's just such like a time capsule, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
We did the worst thing. We should never have nuked our island. I regret that.
So I actually thought of you last week when we were playing it, because I remember you saying like you started your island again. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't, because I got to go back and experience it. And like, oh yeah, I remember this. Like, the amount of work, literally hundreds of hours into that island, it's kind of ridiculous. So you nuked yours. What? Because you were bored, or?
Yeah, we just wanted to do it again from the start, and then we got to the point where we got our houses, and we were like, I can't be fucked. And now it's a shit island, whereas we could have gone back to the island we had during lockdown. Totally regret that. That was the absolutely wrong thing to do. Idiots.
I mean, I remember during lockdown, was it Lindy had a birthday party in?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, it was class.
Yeah, that was and that
we
felt
about that. Our friend had a birthday party. He had his 40th online during lockdown, and we played 11-a-side pro clubs. And then we played all his favourite games online, basically. Battlefield, and I can't remember what the other games we played. Oh, Dead by Daylight, of course, or I think it was Friday 13th actually back then. But yeah, that was online birthday parties were weird, weren't they?
Very weird.
Anyway, how's that?
So yeah, because my birthday was quite early in lockdown, so I think it was like, no one had really figured out what the options were to do stuff remotely, and B, it was like, well, this might all blow over in like a month. So
right. But it wasn't a big birthday though, right?
No. What was I, 36?
Are you gonna do something for your 40th?
Don't know.
Vegas.
Yeah, not I.
Might fuck off to the Alps.
I
mean, there is more information to go with that, but it's funnier if I just say that and move on, I think.
Yeah. I'm like, do I do something for my 40th? I don't know.
Yes, David, absolutely.
What did you do for your 40th?
Nothing, but no one gives a fuck about my birthday.
Yeah, I give a fuck about your birthday.
Hang on, well, what did I do? Probably not. I mean, my birthday's always been a disaster, because it's like the worst time of year, everyone's on diet, no money, etc., etc. So it's never really been a big thing.
I'm never on a diet.
You should absolutely do something for your birthday.
Either, but I'm never on a diet, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, 12th of January, my birthday is like, again, it's before the first pay packet. People are like, dry Jan, I've got no money, I want to stay in, it's miserable outside. So my birthday's never really been a big thing. But Dave, we should absolutely do something for your 40th, 100%.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Joe doesn't like the idea. And James's 60th on the same day, wasn't it?
Yeah, got to celebrate that.
Hey-o. Right, that's what we've been playing. Let's do questions.
If you want to contact us, go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Charles III did that, and he says, when wiping after a shite, do you keep wiping until you have one wholly clean wipe as conclusive proof of cleanliness, or do you stop wiping when the next wipe would be clean based on the trending pattern of preceding wipes?
Who does the latter? Because
that's a risky move.
Incorrect. The amount of times I've gone, I think I'm going to be clean now. Nope.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Always keep going till it runs clear. It's like
found a bit.
Like cooking meat.
The big one is the big question is wipe standing up or sitting down, isn't it? That's the one.
I do a sort of hover.
Standing up.
Yeah,
some people can't do it when you're fully stood up.
Yeah, some people do.
How can you do that?
They need teaching how to wipe. They literally need teaching how to wipe.
Do you know where this conversation come from?
Go on.
Big Brother.
Did it?
There was, it started up. I remember watching the episode of Big Brother, and someone went,
I hate this question.
Well, I was wiping more, and they went, you stand up wiping. Yeah, don't you? No, I sit down. What are you doing? Well, anyway, I was listening to Chatterbix the other day, and they both said they stood up. And I was
but you can't stand up fully.
It's I mean, you could argue, it's impossible to get yourself clean just with toilet paper anyway. That's a whole other debate. But fucking hell, you at least give yourself the best chance you can with the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Don't just stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Who's that? There's that marketing guy that's all over TikTok that I fucking love. Sutherland. I think it's something Sutherland.
is it the guy you sent us?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with him. I love him. And one of the things he turned around and said was, one thing I've never understood. It's like they ask him like marketing, where's marketing failed or something like that, and he said one thing I never. You go and do some gardening, right? And you're not wearing gloves, you're just doing a little bit of gardening or whatever. You walk into your house and you got mud all on your hands and that you got mud on your hands. Why would you ever just grab a dry bit of like kitchen roll and just wipe the mud off with that dry? No. So why do you do it with your arse then?
Yeah.
And he said the reason is because when you go into a shop, there's an aisle full of dry toilet paper, and then it's got wet toilet paper, it's just a small little bit at the end. So people think, oh no, that's not as. This is how it's done. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I sort of don't agree with that because there's other factors there, but it is kind of fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Like
We've just
they
accepted
said,
that's the solution when it's clearly.
He kept saying,
not
Sam,
adequate.
once you've got a Japanese toilet, you will never go back. Basically. Where does this start? Wiping bubs. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah,
Sorry
this is
about
horrendous.
Yeah,
Standing
sorry.
up though,
I think
that's
it's good.
new on me. No, that's not right.
Ask around the office is a fun question.
I'm not going to do it.
That's
But
very
also,
good.
yeah, this question, no, I would not. I'm not going to look at the algorithm, and the algorithm's going to determine whether the next one's clean or not. I do my own research actually.
I always remember there was a Frank Skinner bit where he was talking about, and he's like, you're wiping your ass, and it's just every time there's more poo on it, and you're just getting a bit fed up. So then you intentionally do like a less deep wipe.
No.
So you're just like, oh, there we go, it's all clear.
No. What was the thing with there was a film where there was a line in it where it was like it's like wiping a marker down there. It does not stop.
The pencil effect. Yeah.
Oh, that might have been what's that fucking show we're watching? Parks and Rec. I think that might be Parks and Rec. Yeah, it is, right? So you confirm it's Parks and Rec. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks for a disgusting
Let's
question, Charles.
Move on.
Yeah, cheers, Charles.
From the poo. SMW says, how would you feel about the next Xbox console if it was actually just a PC with a custom dashboard? What do you think the positives and negatives would be of Microsoft going down this path? Cheers, SMW.
Positives, Sony games on the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
Negatives, cheaters. Lots and lots of cheaters.
I don't know. I mean, anti-cheat stuff on PCs pretty
fine.
robust.
But how many people could be using mouse and keyboard? That'll just become the norm.
Yeah, that's just going to be a problem.
That shit. They're cheaters. I don't even say they're cheaters. I want to use my shitty little controller. All right. I know it's better. But I don't like playing games like that, so I don't want to play you. Yeah.
No, it's completely valid. I mean, it's weird because obviously, yeah, like the advantages are you could have other storefronts. You could technically have it like on your desk and use it for fucking photo editing or whatever. Like, who knows? But then you run into the thing I have with the Steam Deck. It's like, well, I know it could do other stuff. But I don't really want it to. I just want it to be a console.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Even more tinkering. I mean, aren't they all just PCs with a custom dashboard in a way, if you think about it?
Yeah, in a way.
Oh,
you can't install
bang, bang, bang,
another
bang.
OS.
You
I'm
can't.
going to put Chrome OS Flex on my Xbox.
I
You updated your TV yet, Matt?
Have I what?
You updated your LG TV yet to new Web OS thing?
I don't know. I mean, it automatically installs updates. So
this is so shit. Well, you'll know if you did because every time you turn your fucking telly on, it'll go, "There's an update. Do it."
I know because it just when I turn it on, it just defaults to the last thing I put it on. So often it'll be like PC or a console. Actually, just PC now because the consoles are in the lounge.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. The moment you turn it on, there's a huge full screen window thing that's like the update.
No,
the worst.
My dad got a new Samsung telly. And so I went round to help him get it set up and stuff. And fucking hell, what a nightmare.
Really?
I think next time I get a telly, I'm just going to put the Chromecast in it. Just be like, that's it now. That's where all the
that's your
videos
telly.
come from.
Is the iOS bad on that?
maybe it's just a case of getting used to it. There's just so much of it, and because he occasionally will just watch normal telly, right, through an aerial, but it was like you can't just view, as far as we could tell, you can't just view the terrestrial channels. It's all intermingled with digital ones as well, online ones, which were all dog shit, and it was all clearly just fucking for people who are stoned at 1 p.m. or whatever. Oh, there's another program about aliens, brilliant, just stupid shit. And
well, hang on, let's not slag off stoners. That sounds great.
It does sound good.
Yeah, just a bit of a pain.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. If you're watching, I'm sorry, I'm not taking the piss. It's just a funny thing that happened this weekend.
Uh-oh.
A friend of mine's son turned around to me at the weekend and said, my dad thinks that aliens is future humans coming back from, in a time machine. I went, there's so much to unpack here. What? So do you know those grey aliens with the big eyes? I was like, yeah. I said, my dad thinks that, that's because we've been on our phones and screens too much and we evolve into having big eyes and we're all grey because we don't see the sun and then we're just returning back. And I was like, what do you go?
That sounds concrete to me.
Yeah, but that's not what... That's what someone drew, isn't it? I've got so many questions. Could be.
I made Isaac watch Flight the Navigator over the week. I say made, you really did.
Really?
Well, what's interesting is I put it on, and it turns out the film that I saw a long time ago that I thought was Flight of the Navigator wasn't Flight the Navigator. It was Explorers, which came out a year before, and it's a very similar premise. It's a kid in a spaceship, right? So I think someone must have talked about Flight the Navigator, and I've gone, oh yeah, I remember that.
No way. Oh god, Flight the Navigator is one of the most 80s films of all time. The music in it is insane.
Yeah, it basically really holds up. Could have done without the R word in the first 5 minutes, and there's a couple of swears.
No way, really?
Yeah, it's rated U as well. So yeah, there's a couple of swears, but other than that, it's great.
Also, I fancy Sarah Jessica Parker in it.
Yeah,
that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's weird, isn't it?
Problematic now. And not her. I just mean the fact that she was probably about 16 when she did it.
No, she wasn't.
I'm pretty sure she was.
I was a kid, so it's fine.
No, I know. Just saying. Yeah, but if you've watched it and fancied her now, that would be an
just
issue.
watched the accusations there.
Gabe's getting cancelled live.
But it was great because obviously the whole intro to it is because it's all from the kid's perspective and you're joining in with the confusion, right? You don't. I mean, obviously as an adult you know what's happened, but as a kid, it's just really cool seeing Isaac piece it together, because it is just a mystery. Well, because the kid just falls over, and then he gets back up, and you as an adult are like, that's the time skip. But as a kid, you don't immediately know that. It's it goes back to his house and it's other people moved in and stuff. And
okay. I thought you were going to say, no, the whole thing is a dream. And I never picked up on that. And that was going to destroy the film for me.
At the end, it's
that little thing. That little weird little thing that carries around with him.
Yep.
What's that, Jessica Parker?
That little robot dog thing that serves up. Mate, that film.
It's good.
That film was good, isn't it? Does it hold up, or is it just really badly?
No, it totally holds up. Aside from some of the choice language, it's really good.
Okay.
The only other bit was when so kid's been gone for 8 years, comes back, he faints, so he's taken to hospital, and then his mum and dad, who are obviously very emotional when they first see him after 8 years, they're just like, yeah, they want to run some tests, so you're going to be in here for a few days. See you later. The fuck,
because I got used to their new life, Sean.
Yeah.
So, a kid? Oh, for fuck. Used to go to festivals, man.
Yeah. Because his little brother's now 20 or whatever. So they're probably like, oh, well, this is it now and get our lives back. Oh, no, now.
Shit, there are so many films that I think, oh, man, I can't wait to just show. We're trying to get Harry to watch Jurassic Park, but I think he's a bit scared.
Yeah.
To actually do that. It is quite a scary film.
Oh, yeah. So, Elodie has watched that, although she was fine with it. We thought she would be scared, but no, she really likes that. Harry would be fine, I'm sure.
What about Big? I kind of want to watch Big with Harry. Oh, maybe Big's the one. Maybe need to watch Big this weekend.
I've got complicated thoughts with Big because...
yeah, I know. The old ending's weird, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't that.
I don't remember anything about it, really.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, just yeah.
Don't spoil
He
it.
falls in love with a woman who watches him turn back into a child.
Cool.
So fucking weird.
Semi-related. Yeah, Phil Wall says Sarah Jessica Parker was born in 1965 and the film was released in 1986. However,
21.
I mean that still puts her in like we're old enough to be her dad territory.
Yeah, but again, but
I
David was in
child,
school. It's fine.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
having
not
to go.
now.
I'm not having to go at childhood Dave. I'm just saying, if he was to watch it now and rekindle that would be.
If it wasn't too long, I would love for today's title to be "I'm not having a go at childhood Dave." That's a good one.
Shall we read out the next question?
Yes, please.
Move on. Nathan says, "What was Inspector Gadget's best gadget?"
The helicopter hat.
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
You don't beat that, do you?
Yeah.
It's easy. That's the easiest question we've ever had.
What were the others? Yeah, they're like springy legs, long arms.
Yeah, and the thing where you could.
Well, you
like,
can have anything because it's go Gadget, whatever. I mean, that's the glory of that catchphrase.
I think
no, that's not how it worked.
Oh,
that's how it works to me.
Anything he wants.
Just go.
I've said that quite a lot.
Gadget time machine. You didn't just do that.
I've said that quite a lot, and like go Gadget this, and then my editor's like, "What does that even mean?" I was like, "Oh, well, okay, well, no, it used to be a show." And
but wait, hold on. Was the helicopter hat? How did that work? Did he have a strap?
Just pop out of his.
He just popped out of top of his hat, didn't it?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. The hat didn't have a strap on it. It just used to, like, was it the hat glued to his head? How did that work?
It didn't have like a little thing under his chin. Little like leather, little leather strap.
Well, maybe he did. I think maybe he did have a
and
strap.
then the handles came out from somewhere.
Handles, yeah.
Oh yeah, the handles.
Had handles, which actually is terrifying. You think, imagine flying around by a helicopter. You just have to hang on to with your arms.
Nintendo, can you just announce your new console? We need content. Nintendo, we need content. We're talking about.
There's some video game stuff in here. It's going to be fine.
No, I love this because James has been off now. Well, it's been off for about 6 years, but it's been off definitely for the last 2 weeks. And this show's going to be again under 2 hours. And then when he's back, he's like, "What the fuck? You were doing quick shows, and now he's back."
Okay.
Maria Mendieta says, "Dear TCGS, Commodore is keeping up with you. Far be it from me to judge, but my friend has recently played Llama Soft, the Jeff Minter story, and it started to define his personality. It's gotten to the point that he wants to get tattoos of both Ratman's walking animation frames, one on each of his calves. Apart from Sega Rally for Matt, which game has come to define your persona as a gamer, not just on the show? Keep up the truly tremendous work. Sincerely, Maria."
Can I just say, Sega Rally went to Arcade Club last week, and I've still fucking got it. Played my mate Joe, absolutely thrashed him. He was basically in tears. I got my name. I got to put my name in on like the leaderboards.
You can actually fit your name in the thing as well.
Yeah.
3 letters. Perfect.
Fucking great. Played that. Played Sega Rally that. Played Sega Rally 2.
What's your
Sega 2 was
three-letter
off.
thing, Sean? What was your three-letter thing?
I used to just do my initials SPB, and there's sometimes to do TOS with one S.
Oh, right, okay.
Naughty.
Mine was LMO.
Ah, nice. Elmo.
Yeah, cheers. That was quite clever. That was quite clever. Yeah, what game defines me as a person?
Big cunt.
Title. That's an edit. Are you editing this?
Why
week,
did I bleep that?
That's an edit, Matt.
I mean,
Bloody hell.
This isn't the same thing. I think have I said before I've considered a Citizen Sleeper tattoo.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Really? It wasn't that good.
Yeah,
you overrated that fucking game.
No, we didn't. It's fucking brilliant.
I was going to get an Astrobot one.
You do it.
If you were to, well, you might have to now. remember, one of the things that's not in the news this week is that we're gonna get like an announcement about the new Outlaws. What is it? The Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. So we're going to do work out the tattoo stuff when James is back. We got to work out. You've got to agree on what tattoo you're going to get. You might have to end up getting an Astrobot tattoo. That's quite a good one. It's quite a good one, James. If you're listening,
and I do know a tattooist who would smash that.
Yeah, so. if you were to turn around to me and say, "Oh, I'm getting a Disco Elysium tattoo," I go, "Oh, I get that."
I've considered that as well.
Sleeper.
Considered this Disco Elysium one, but then there's all the weirdness around the devs and stuff now. It's like,
it's kind of sours it a little bit, isn't it?
Whereas, but then with Citizen Sleeper, there's only one person I would need to disappoint me to to ruin that. No, I wanted to get the Dama Forum, so the dice symbols.
Oh yeah.
So just dead simple, but yeah.
Have you got a tattoo?
Me, no.
Oh, they're
Too
cool.
Scared. They are cool. My wife's got
Oh,
loads.
don't be scared. No, don't be scared. That side of shit is way overplayed. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It is not bad. It's the scariness is going. Oh, I can't change that now. that's the scary bit of it.
Forever.
That's on there now forever. It's part of my life.
Yeah. The Star Wars Outlaws story trailer comes out April 9th at 5 p.m. So
they're definitely announcing the date as well, aren't they?
yeah, you'd think so.
Oh my
God, I desperately hope this game is good.
god! I bet.
Have you had anyone's got it on the the TCGS Fantasy League? I don't know if either of you have. I know neither of you play, but have you?
No, but we absolutely should do next year.
We really should because it's really good fun. Yeah, I'm just wondering if anyone's got Star Wars Outlaws on there. Is it supposed to be out this year?
What's the Fantasy League?
It's
you not heard about this?
I think it's Mark on the Discord set it up, and it's basically so you pick a bunch of games and you earn points depending on their meta score.
Oh, really?
I'm in first place. Just saying.
Yeah, and also you can I don't know if there's an official league, but I know Kind of Funny do it, and basically you can buy new games or sell your games if you feel like it's not going to work out, and you have one Switch a year, whatever it is, or it looks great because then by the end of the year you're desperately hoping one game you've chosen gets some Metacritic score of a certain amount, so it keeps the intention up all year. It does sound really good. We should absolutely do one next year.
Very much looking forward to what you've got planned for James for his tattoo, because all the focus has been on what you're going to get, Matt. But the James one, he's going to get his arse, isn't he? Oh, I can't wait. To see
I need to think something good.
Arse.
It's meant to be a horrible place to get a tattoo. It's all.
I know you. Yeah, but we'll see.
Just in case anyone is listening and this is their first ever episode, James and I have a bet whereby I think that Star Wars Outlaws is going to score higher on Metacritic than Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Survivor. Yeah.
And
what did Survivor get? I can't remember.
I think it's 83.
85, I think.
83, 84, 85.
And isn't it?
Whoever loses, so if Jedi Survivor gets higher than this, then James wins, and then I have to get a tattoo and vice versa. So, designed by
85 from critics.
Oh, this has got a bang. This has got to be a 10, basically.
It's got to be good.
But imagine, I mean, when the embargo date comes up, it's going to be wild.
It is going to be
based off
insane.
Ubisoft's current form.
Yeah.
It's not looking. That's unfair, actually. Assassin's Creed is been great. And it's more.
What was the last Assassin's Creed game?
Well, no, this is Massive Entertainment, and they did the Avatar game, which actually was surprisingly well received.
Yeah, no one actually bought it.
No, because it came out I think, right at the end of the year, didn't it?
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
It's not a team. You can't. Yeah.
Got 76. Got 76, Matt.
That's just a publisher. This is Massive Entertainment. It's different.
Under Eve's.
Okay, well let's look at Valhalla. What did that get? Did that
get
85?
Different team.
80.
What did Avatar get? Crucially.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Was that a recent release?
Yeah, it came out. We just said that. It came out end of last year. That was Massive Entertainment. Who are making this.
Frontiers Pandora.
That's the one.
Yeah. 72.
Okay. Well, this is Star Wars, so that's going to get at least 10 on top of that. Yeah, I mean,
but that still doesn't get you there, Matt.
No, it's going to need 13. Anyway, it's going to just imagine how good it's going to be though when embargo day, review day comes up. And it's 10. Oh, they fucking that'd be good. That'd be good. I need that. I desperately need that.
Or 6, 6, 5, 3.
Yeah. Oh, Matt's getting a tattoo. Boring.
Should we do another couple of questions?
Yeah, please.
Did we answer that question? No, we didn't answer the question.
No, we didn't.
Marie Mendio, what game defines you?
Oh, Titanfall. All out action, baby.
You said you wouldn't mind if you never play it again.
Well, yeah.
Big fan you are.
Like a lot of people that go, I wouldn't mind if I never see him again. It's a similar thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yours would be Citizen Sleeper. Really?
Yeah,
Over
go on then.
Disco Elysium?
Yeah, it probably is Disco Elysium. But then that sound because
Thank you.
but then that game is like so lauded that it's like, yeah, that's me. I'm that good. I'm that complicated and interesting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the problem. You never like the obvious. But fuck me, it's way better than Citizen Sleeper, that game. Like, it is way better. It's not
I
even
wouldn't
close.
say it's way better. I do think it's better. I wouldn't say it's way better.
Holy fuck.
But if I was to get a
would.
tattoo, I do love Sega Rally, obviously. I think I'll probably try and find like an Outer Wilds tattoo. Then
Yeah, good shout.
You didn't
'cause-
even... it kills me that. Go on. Okay.
what? I didn't what?
You finished it, right?
Yeah.
But then you just like follow like a step-by-step guide on how to finish it.
I did towards the end, yeah, and also because I wanted to get 100%. So it's still fun. It's still incredibly impressive.
Okay.
Did you ever do the DLC?
No. I started it. I got to the DLC because it's a bit of you had to get to the DLC. So no, I've got that amazing Annapurna interactive Outer Wilds T-shirt, which is for the DLC.
Yeah.
And someone at work who loves Outer Wilds, and couldn't get a T-shirt. It's like, Matt, you're such a fake gamer. You've got a T-shirt for the DLC you barely played.
No, it was because when they announced there was DLC, I was like, right, this is it, my excuse to go back and actually finish it. And they're like, yeah, it's like horror themed. I was like, why? Why have you done that?
Yeah, but you can turn it off.
That's
the
one
setting
of
got
the things
patched.
that I really
Okay,
fucking hated about Outer Wilds. Like when I like just floating into that fucking the hollow and then seeing that big like fish. I was like, ugh! Didn't want to play it again. It was horrible.
But what a game. See, I probably won't get Sega Rally cars, although maybe I will. Maybe once I get my tattoo that James
Castrol
designs for me at that point,
Get
At that point.
Castrol. Yeah.
all bets are off, as it were.
I need to look. Did they do a concert of the Outer Wilds music, or they did a series of concerts?
They
did,
did some
yeah.
stuff around Summer Game Fest last year, I think. Or the year
No,
before.
that was years ago. No, apparently a month or two ago they did a series of concerts, I think, and Andrew Pralo was asking for someone to film it all, basically. So hopefully
Really?
that's a thing we can watch or buy at some point. Because that one they did for Summer Games Fest was really lovely. Like, because it was peak lockdown, and it was this is the closest thing to a gig I've been to in 6 months. Like, it's quite nice.
I was crowd surfing.
Yeah, in my own living room, just flopping around on the sofa. What's the next question? Strife Cloud says, "Hi guys, long time listener, first time writer. As an avid listener
Hey.
to heavy music, stuff like Knocked Loose, etc., I recently started Until Dawn, and the song on the opening credits is a banger, and I've had it on repeat since. It's nothing that I would normally listen to. My question is, what games have got you into an artist or musical genre that you would never normally listen to? Love the pod and all the work you do to give us our weekly mental break from life. Appreciate y'all."
Very good question. There is one particular track that got me into a band that that I wouldn't normally listen to. This is the track. I mean, I listened to it last night. In fact, genuinely listened to this last night because I was like, "Holy shit! If this band can do this in a video game, then I need to become their number one fan." And it is this.
Oh, it's so
This is
good.
Motley Crue. I mean, we've done that on the show before, but
Is it worth doing again?
I mean, I said last night, I cannot imagine what it was like in that office when they said, "Guys, we got the Motley Crue have sent over their theme tune for Tribes. Come round, we got to listen to this." And they sat there and they pressed play, and all the developers were going, "So they just say Tribes, do they?" Yeah.
Someone's like, "Can someone show me the contract? What did we ask them to do exactly? What did
Yeah,
we
how much
just fulfill the
how
brief?"
many
Yeah,
millions
the brief
of
was
pounds?
Tribes, and they took it literally. I'm looking forward to seeing the lyrics on Spotify.
Great song.
Jokes aside,
Seriously.
yeah, I don't think Oh, no. There is an answer to this. Like, I don't think a game has truly got me into it. But playing, what was that? Far Cry 3, there's a mission in there that plays some Skrillex. And I was like, I was never into dubstep, but I went for a long period after hearing that. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I kind of like that. I'm going to listen to that song. And then I've discovered a load of Skrillex music that I really liked. And then downloaded a best of dubstep album. I listened to that and I was like, I've got time for this. Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to it about, since that game came out, but yeah, I went down a dubstep rabbit hole shortly after that game came out.
Yeah, it's good. It's like, that's very good running music. I
get like a work music every now and then. I'll stick some dubstep on because I don't listen to it, but it sort of drives me forwards. Yeah.
Earthworm Jim 2. Aside from the tracks not written by Tommy Tallarico,
banjo music.
No, although that is a banger. No, that was Earthworm Jim 1. Earthworm Jim 2 has a couple of movements from Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. And I was tricked into enjoying it. I was like, oh man, what's this really beautiful piano music? My dad was like, that's Moonlight Sonata. I was like, ugh, what? Classical music? Yeah, so it turns out I do like some classical music. Lots of it is really boring though.
Nick, cut to you with a pipe.
It's funny, Sean, you say you like him, but I haven't seen you mention seeing him in concert once. So
no, that's true. I've got any t-shirts.
Oh shit! I need to find that.
Beethoven t-shirt. What happens when you search for Beethoven t-shirts? I can't wait to find
There is one classical song that I really like. Right, that's enough of that. Next question.
The only classical song I like is the Champions League anthem. My answer would be, I think, Low Roar. I was going to say Bloody Roar first, but that's the game. Yeah, Low Roar that basically did like loads of the songs. I think loads of the songs, but definitely some songs on Death Stranding.
Really
like
beautiful.
That game was. It kind of almost did kind of Life is Strange style moments where it's like very much music and the environment, and Life is Strange did that really well. But yeah, there's some. One very early one where you go over a crest of a hill and see like a huge thing in the background where just one particular bit of low raw music comes on. It's absolutely brilliant, and the two go hand in hand.
Danny Baker ruined the Champions League theme tune for me, and I'll tell you why. He said he does this whenever the Champions League music is on, and since hearing this, I do this, and now Harry does this. And it becomes a thing where you can't hear this theme tune without doing this. Are you ready? So I'll play it. Like,
is it going to ruin Champions League night?
It's quite long. It will do. Ready? Can you hear that? Yeah. This is what he does. Ready? League. And now that's all I hear. The Champions League all the time now, and he's completely destroyed that song for me now. So whenever we're watching the Champions League at home, we hear that, and me and Harry turn to each other and go, League.
So a really good Beethoven t-shirt that says Beethoven on it and is very clearly a picture of Prince.
Okay.
But it's €70, so that's a no from me. Sorry.
Okay. Next question.
Capone brackets sellotape says,
yes.
Question: have high scores had their day? For a moment, they seem to become popular again during the Xbox 360 era with the ability to compare high scores with your friends. Closest thing today seems to be a one-time daily score. Do you ever see all-time high scores making a comeback again? Bonus question, are we still doing the kitchen utensils for names? Was the expectation that we do this forever, or was it just temporary? It's just that I'm running out of ideas for kitchen utensils.
Yeah, well, clearly, because sellotape isn't a kitchen utensil.
Yeah, what kind of kitchen uses sellotape as a utensil? Yeah, unless you maybe spilt loads of rice.
Probably a Heston Blumenthal one. Yeah?
Probably. Or that's probably
the sellotape's actually made out of sugar.
Yeah. Clever.
Fuck it, just make me a ham sandwich, Heston.
Just make me a hamburger.
It up.
I woke up thinking, no one says hamburger anymore, do they?
No,
I love a hamburger.
That was an American thing.
I love a hamburger. Well, no, they said.
Well, it never meant ham, did it? I assume
No. I also thought about that. I was like, was it ever ham? Like now people say burger.
Really trying to drag the show out now.
No, I want to go home.
Should we phone James and be like, James, you live near there. Why is it called a hamburger?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he's like, you can't go in Germany, so I don't know.
Yes. I don't have those in Germany after 5 p.m.
Right, let's stop. Can we?
Also,
who doesn't have a cheeseburger?
Yeah, that's
who
true.
doesn't
Why would
have
you not
that?
have? Yeah. Why would you not
Why
have
would
cheese?
you not have cheese in it? Okay, what was the question?
Have high schools had their day?
Mm.
For a moment, they. Oh no, you don't need the whole thing.
I think they've changed a little bit. But no, I don't think they've had their day. Astrobot high scores in that was fucking great. The problem with high scores now is that you look at the top, scores in the high score table and you go, oh, they cheated. Because it's so ridiculous that you go.
Oh, I'm 160,000.
Or they're just so good. It's like there's nothing. It's not achievable anymore, is it? Really?
Well,
Obviously,
that's
that's what
even
local
400 people will have like 9999999 next to their names. Oh, great, well done.
And even like within your own friends,
maybe
there'll be the same few people who are just really good at games and play them way too much. And you're just like, really rude to remove them from my friends list. Just
not having to go at any listener that's done this. But when you turn around and go, I've got a high like Freeze, I've got a high score of 84,000, right? And then someone will message me, well, I've got 200,000. So I'm like, yeah, but I don't know you, so it doesn't count. Like I'm not competing against you.
You're not real. I'm blocking you from my mind because that's a good number.
And also, Coffee Golf was big last year. We all really enjoyed Coffee Golf. That's high score based technically, but they're not like all-time high scores. So. Yeah, no, it's changed a bit. No, I don't think they've had their day. That's the answer to that question for me.
There's some whole genres that are dependent on that still. Just not as prevalent these days. And yes, we're still doing the kitchen utensils. If you can find a proper one, Adam.
Has anyone done Slap Chop yet?
What is that?
Oh, mate, I recommended it when you only had one arm. It's a very funny but genuinely useful kitchen utensil where it's a thing that you put over something you want to chop up and you just whack it and it fucking dices the shit out of it. It's amazing.
Oh, I've seen those. Oh, God.
Is this like the viral thing?
For TikTok things, right? No, they're not viral. Oh, this does my fucking nut.
Yeah, well, no, I've seen this video where it's like, he's hitting it on the top.
TikTok Shop describes everything they're selling as a viral product. It does my fucking nutting.
TikTok being a shop makes me feel very old.
Yeah.
Because sometimes occasionally someone will mention it, and I'm like, when did that happen?
They've always become shops.
Has it always been a shop?
Instagram's a shop.
Yeah, I suppose.
Fucking hell.
And now TikTok are doing a photos only app. So it's all
next question.
Full circle, isn't it?
Bloody hell.
Next question.
TikTok notes.
Should we do one more?
Yeah.
Let's do 2 more. Let's do 10 more.
Let's do one more. Porn cocktail. Says, if I've purchased Dragon's Dogma several times but not gotten around to it yet, is it worth binning it off and just playing the sequel? If it's a factor, I've also managed to avoid any spoilers for the first game. Thanks, Porn. Just play a new one. Don't worry about it. The first game's really good. Like, the second one is willfully awkward in a lot of ways, but the first one is just awkward. Like, partly willfully awkward and also just more awkward because it's old. So,
cool.
Just play a new one, mate. Don't worry about it.
Well, thanks for picking that one as the last question. We had to sit, me and Matt just had to sit here and go, okay, well, we could have just not had any questions then.
What's the fucking point of us being here?
An easy one to tick off. Now Porn Cocktail's got the advice they need. They can move on with their life. And all it took was you having to sit still for 20 seconds. Move on now if you want.
That's it for this week's show. Matt, do you want to do the socials?
Yeah. No streams this week? Question mark.
No,
I mean, nothing for James, obviously.
I've ordered a lot of knockoff Lego. So,
Harry finished his knockoff NES, and it looks incredible, and it works. And I had a feeling that you mentioned that. Why am I ordering normal Lego? I was like, I don't know, mate, because Harry's having a whale of a time on AliExpress at the moment.
Yeah,
the trust isn't there though. The trust isn't there, Sean. I need to prepare you for that.
The stuff's missing, or
you're going. I'll say this: he's ordered 4 or 5 huge sets, which if he bought legitimately would be over £300 each, right? And each time we've had stuff left over rather than not enough stuff. But each time he's gone, this gone. This piece is gone. It's not here. It's not here, and had a meltdown. He made me email the supplier this week because there were no stickers with his NES set, and they went, just look in the manual, and it was in there. And I was like, fucking hell, it's all there. It's all there. Do not support the practice of, but Lego do take the fucking piss.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Milano, the ship from the orange one from Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Ornithopter from Dune.
Oh, I was about to ask you because I went to Lego shop last week in Leeds.
I went to Lego shop.
Went to a Lego shop, you bastard. And
I went to Lego shop.
fucking up. Is that what it sounded like?
You did sound like that.
It's happening.
Finally going native.
I went to Lego shop.
I always said as soon as I start sounding northern, I move back down south. But
all right. Well, we don't want you back, boy.
Went to a Lego shop, you bastard. Like anyway. And I picked up the box.
You sound less northern now than you did back then. Okay.
Anyway, I picked up the Ornithopter and it 150 quid, but it looked sick as fuck. So there's this flat cap.
Buy it from China for £42 instead.
But does it take 16 years to get here?
No, not that stuff. It takes about a week.
It's about a week, is it?
Week and a half. It's not. It comes quick.
Tempting.
All right. Not that I would know because I would never do that.
No, I mean, and I hate that stuff actually.
Well, it's not actually illegal. Is it immoral? Who knows?
Pretty sure it's illegal. Yeah.
Is it?
You can go to prison.
You're just buying a thing. It's not your problem.
Which is a complete rip-off of another. It's like...
But you can't say that about you for copyright infringement. You just bought a thing from a shop.
Yeah, but that's not saying I went on Silk Road and bought a thing.
Sean Bell, attorney law. Is that the right?
Yeah. Sean's buying drugs. I just bought a thing, officer. I just bought a thing.
Ben in the chat, buying illegal goods is against... Yeah, I'm not buying fucking cocaine. It's just fucking...
Yeah, but you're buying bricks of something.
That's not what I've heard, Sean.
Owning a Lego set is not inherently illegal.
Oh, I thought Lego was code. I thought you meant smack.
Okay, can we move on?
Yes. So, will your smack arrive?
This has been today. What a fucking weird show.
Will your smack arrive in time?
So Ben says no, but it's breaking other laws. So if the police came round to my house and saw my Lego, would they be like, sorry, have you got the receipts for this Lego, sir?
Because you're going straight to the slammer, otherwise.
Get him with the nonsense.
Okay, can we just move on? Will your Lego arrive in time, Sean?
On time for what? Oh, for this Thursday? No.
Okay. So
sorry, I should have just said correct, no stream this week and moved on.
The answer to that is no stream. Okay, glad we got there in the end. No streams, but if you want to watch the streams we have done in the past, go over to our YouTube channel, search TCGS on YouTube, and you can watch what we've done in the past. And if you've got Amazon Prime and a Twitch account, connect them, right? You get something called Twitch Prime Gaming. You get one free sub to every channel, but go over to our channel and give us your free sub. We really, really appreciate it. We're on Patreon for your support. What we're doing over here, it's patreon.com/TCGS for our monthly exclusive bonus podcast. We're probably need to get it sorted, actually, to be fair. I might have to be without James as well. We've got our Patreon show this month, whatever it's going to be. Could be Sonic versus Sonic. We're not going to promise anything anymore. And other tiers to support what we're doing, of course. And the website is tcgs.co. For links to our gorgeous Discord community, our store to get the James Farley t-shirt. Thank you to everyone who's bought one up to this point. Our podcast, socials, other bits. It's all on there.
We got a new guest next week. Hasn't appeared on the show before. Do you want a drum roll?
World exclusive.
It's not very loud.
No.
Brrr.
What was that?
Tom Ori. Twitch?
Oh, you've spoken.
Oh, he's ruined it.
There's Tom Ori from Video Gamer and now PG 24/7, I think.
Yeah. Maybe he won't come on after he sees this.
Well, I'll leave you with this before I'm going to confront Tom next week because I applied for a job.
Did you?
And he didn't even get back to me.
Whoa! When was this?
Yeah. I will go into the details next week.
Okay, all right.
It's something we need to chew over.
David, have you got your application saved?
Yeah, I think I have actually.
Time
Why?
to get it. Time to get it out.
Okay.
Time
What,
to
the
have a
application
live
or the-
review on the pod.
Yeah. I will. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for living it.
So will I.
All right. All right. Tom Ori on the show next week. It's gonna be a big one. We will see you there. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.